Alright, so welcome to Paranormasight, the 7 Mysteries of Honjo. I would have actually got to the title screen, but there's this, where you have like an introductory sequence. So I figured, screw it, I'll just start from here. Ah, you are here. Welcome, welcome. I've been eagerly awaiting your arrival. Allow me to introduce myself. I am the storyteller. Ooh. Pleased to make your acquaintance. I shall be your guide going forward. Now then, before we begin our story, there are several things I must bring to your attention. First, this game uses autosave. The game will automatically save at regular intervals, so you may stop playing at any time. Saving is a very important element of games. It is the only way to keep your memories in place. If you do not wish to rely on autosave alone, you can also save manually via the menu. Next, please look at the upper right of the screen. This is the menu button. Okay, if I press triangle, I'm using a PS4 controller. From here you can check the text log, view useful files, and switch auto mode on or off. You can also adjust the brightness, volume, and other settings in the options menu. For instance, if there is a voice you would prefer not to hear, you can mute it by setting the voice volume to 0. I suggest you check the brightness controls and other settings from now before going on. Fine. Person of interest. Ooh! The storyteller guides those who visit Paranormasight. Everything else about him remains a mystery. No, whoops. It's like, I like how it's a TV. It's just a nice touch. Oh, phenomena. I could not figure out how to say that. Mnemonema. I'll turn vibration off. Adjust until the image on the right is barely visible. I think that's fine. Yeah, that seems good. Oh. Yeah, we're fine. Yeah. Files updated. Are you kidding? How to play? Oh, there we go. Use curse. Auto on or off. Zoom out, zoom in. Move cursor, select object. Okay. Easy. Yeah, I do have a little cursor that I control with the left stick. I will explain other essential functions when the time is right. There is one more thing I wish to confirm before we continue. It would feel strange to go on without knowing your name. Please, tell me what I may call you. Enter name. Okay. I'll do. I see. I mean, no, you got it wrong. You missed off 3 letters, bitch. No, that's not right. Oh, how rude of me. Please pardon my mistake. I was sure that's what you said, but it seems I was wrong. What came over me? Let me try again. You wish to be called? Yes, thank you. Nice try, game, using my Steam name. It didn't fit though, because it's longer than 10 characters. So, ha! I get the last laugh. I see, very good. I seem to have gotten it right this time. Alright, now that we've been properly introduced, let us begin our story. Oh, presented by... Ah, nice. I'm like a director. From antiquity to present day, regardless of how society and civilization evolve, death has been a constant presence that none have ever escaped. Whether it is one's own or that of someone close, death is always a difficult thing to accept. This is an immutable reality, a value shared by all, no matter the age in which they live. In fact, oral traditions reflecting people's fears and prayers regarding death still remain, ghosts, spirits, and so on. Similarly, in an attempt to defy death, many curses, rituals, and customs have been born from burning spirit incense to summoning the souls of the dead. Some of those secret arts are still being passed down to this day. On that note, this may seem rather abrupt, but... is there someone you wish to bring back from the dead? What if you had one chance to use the secret art of resurrecting the dead? Yes, if you had the power to bring someone back to life one time and one time only, what would you do? Ooh, I'd use it even if I had to sacrifice myself. God, would I want someone back? Bring someone back to life? I'd use it even if I had to sacrifice someone. I don't know. It would seem wrong, but I guess... I've also just realised that the storyteller is not an old man. He's wearing a mask. I mean, giving my life to bring back someone else doesn't seem worth it. So, you know, also, doesn't seem worth it if it meant killing someone to do so. Sure, if it came at no cost, I'd do it. Why not? If there's no consequence. I see. Very interesting. Yes, yes. That is what I thought you would say. What seems to be the matter? Ah, you want to know what this box that has been sitting here is? It's quite the curious thing, isn't it? This is called a colour television. The world I will be sending you to is full of devices such as this, that do not exist in the age you are from. In this era, a colour television can be found in nearly every household. That is not all. For example, if a person should wish to contact someone while they are out of their home, they use public telephones like this that can be found all over the city. Can you imagine what life would be like in such a time? I'd be thrilled to have you continue this story. After all, that is why you came here, no? So let us begin. I have kept you waiting long enough. I present to you Paranormasight, a bizarre tale surrounding the curse known as the Rite of Resurrection. A peculiar yarn ensnaring 9 men and women in a fierce fight for their lives as it unravels. Some of the characters appearing within surely share your views on the Rite of Resurrection. I imagine those who have lost someone dear to them will feel particularly strong about it, clinging to it as their last desperate hope. The first I shall introduce, a man named Honjo, I don't know how you say that, is one of them. Okie? An office worker. Honjo is an unremarkable young man entering his 3rd year of working in the planning department of Hihaku Soaps, a chemical company headquartered in Sumida. Born in Western Tokyo to an ordinary family around the same time as the birth of colour TV, he grew up amidst the boom of special effects, heavy action films, anime, variety shows, professional baseball and pop music. Honjo graduated from a famous private university in Tokyo and has since settled into an apolitical mindset, common among those of his generation. With no strong ideals and no particular dissatisfaction with the world as it develops around him, he is content to just go with the flow, having stumbled into his current position by pure chance. And it is safe to assume he will follow the stereotypical path of working his way up the ladder, starting a family and remaining at the same company until retirement. He plays folk guitar as a hobby and is currently looking for a girlfriend, of course. Okay. Breaking news. Oh, I wonder what it could be at such a time. Early this morning, the body of a drowned man was discovered at a park in Sumida City. Police have identified the body as Honjo Ogie, a 25-year-old man who worked at a company in the area. As signs of a struggle were found, the Sumida police suspect foul play and have launched an investigation. Jesus. Oh, excuse me. Please, pay no mind to what you have just seen. Goodness, you very nearly saw something that would have spoiled the story. Just pretend you did not see that. Let us turn back time back a smidge and start again from there. Do you understand? You saw nothing. You know nothing. Okay. Creepy man. This story is a work of fiction. All locations, characters, organizations, legends, etc. that appear in this game have no relation to reality. Okay. Let's go. I'm very much getting like a Deathmark sort of vibe. Honjo? Honjo, are you alright? Ooh. Hey, can you hear me? Huh? How do I have to get down? Ah, there we go. Perfect. Use the D-pad. Whoa. Oh, it's inverted. Or it's because I'm upside down. I don't know. Yeah, that's not a proper answer. The Honjo, okay. What do you think you're doing, falling asleep here? You give me quite the shock. Come on now. Up with you. Up. Okay. And? There. How's that? Alright? Do you feel dizzy? Have a headache? Are your humours off balance? I'm fine, I think. Definitely nothing wrong with my humours, though my head's still a little fuzzy. There he is! Interesting that we know he dies, I guess. Uh-oh, that doesn't sound good. Turn your head around a little bit to see if you can walk alright. When the game is in your control, drag the screen, or move the right stick to look around. Oh, this is weird. This is so strange. Kinda creepy. Because I'm pretty sure this is like... It's like pseudo-real life. Oh, Jesus. Screw you. Good, you seem to be fine. What a relief. Bitch. Do you remember anything? Like where we are, or what we were doing? The rite of resurrection? Huh? Wait a second. When did I tell you about that? I mean, I guess I must have, seeing as you know that name, but weird. I want to look around. I can see something on the left, and I don't know what it is. Anyway, you still seem a little out of it. Why don't you look around a bit more? I don't know if I want to. Because she jump scared me the last time I tried. Look around and select things you want to investigate. You can converse with people by selecting their face. Ooh, surround. Oh yeah, I can look around. Got surroundings. Where are we? Alright, this is Sumida City, Tokyo. We're at Kinshibori Park near... Kinchiko? Yeah, whatever. Station. Yuka brought me here saying she needed my help with something important. It's just past midnight. That explains why there's nobody else around. Files updated. Sure. Oh, criminy. Okay. Definitely tell it's a visual novel. With all the reading. Bye-bye to my throat. Sumida City, Tokyo. One of the 23 districts of Tokyo located in the eastern part of the city. It's surrounded by the Sumida, Arakawa, and Kunaka rivers. At the start of the Showa era, the area was still divided into two districts. The southern Honjo and northern Mukojima, but they were merged into one district after the Second World War. It is said to be named after the Sumida River and the banks that line it. Unlike the river, however, its name uses the character for ink rather than that for corner. Even now, people still frequently mix up the two, despite suffering extensive damage from both the Great Kanto earthquake and air bombings. During the war, Sumida managed to recover and come out on top every time. Once filled with samurai residences, it is now home to a thriving industrial district and many residential zones, though evidence of its previous character can still be found all around the area. Eco Temple, former Yasuda Gardens... these are tourist attractions. Hey Azarath, how's it going? And yeah, this is very much a horror game. Or a horror visual novel, I suppose. Kinshibori Park. Open 1950. Conveniently close to Kinchiko Station and surrounded on all sides by roads. This paved park is a popular spot for people to meet or relax. Kinshibori Park was named after the Kinshibori Canal, part of the southern... Oh, Jesus. Wari Gesui? Or Gesui? Canal which could once be found nearby. In fact, the area's name Kinchiko, which is also probably incorrect, was also derived from the canal. Lovely! Alright. What else is there? Wait. I can look at her. That's Yoko Fukunaga. Good, at least I can remember that much. First met her about a month ago. She's 23, works as a housekeeper, and is really into the occult. And she's gonna be the first to die. I guess. If I think harder, I could probably recall a little more about what's going on. Why is it getting closer? I don't like this. Oh, it isn't. Oh, this game's a dick. It's like zooming in and zooming out. So it's like, I don't know. We've only met a few times, but we've really hit it off. She's a lot of fun to be around. I have no idea how she feels, though. I get the sense she isn't thinking about me that way right now. But I know I've got a thing for bubbly girls who are into dark things like the occult. Paranormal fanatic. There's always one. Oh. Yoko Fukunaga. There's a lot of reading. But this is because we're getting introduced to everybody. After obtaining a junior college degree, Yoko started working as a housekeeper. Due to her ability to see things others cannot, she has received strange looks from a young age. This ability spurred an interest in the paranormal, which she continues to pursue to this day. Following graduation, Yoko worked a desk job at a trading company, but butted heads with her supervisor, who was skeptical of the supernatural and quit within a year. Now, while working as a housekeeper, she spends her days devouring mystery magazines and visiting haunted spots. As she vows to live a life true to herself and never change for the sake of others, Yoko has no regrets about the path she has taken. Yoko has a dog, a Shiba Inu named Ogopogo, who has been by her side since she was a student. What a name. Alright, so we've got surroundings, Yoko, can talk to her. Playground! Oh man, there's loads of stuff. That's an interesting looking playground. I bet it's crawling with kids during the daytime, but it's kind of peaceful here at night. Peaceful! Haunting is what you mean. These telephone booths are all over town. The lights are always on so they can be used in an emergency. That also reminds me of Deathmark. I think it's because of... I can't remember what it was. It was chapter 3, I think, where you went against, I don't remember what the spirit was. It was a bride. She had a really messed up head. Kinda looked like an eggplant. And if you mentioned the word I, she would kill you, I think. Telephone booth. A small booth containing a public telephone, most often found in parks or along roads. Local telephone calls can be placed at a rate of 10 yen per 3 minutes. That's cheap! Compared to over here, fucking hell. More recently, telephone booths capable of accepting prepaid cards known as a telephone cards have begun to spread, enabling one to make a phone call without the need for small change. The telephone booths in the downtown area tend to be plastered with unauthorized advertisements and leaflets, a problem that has shown no signs of slowing down. As per usual. As expected. Alright, let's talk. Yikes, that was close. If we died before we got our hands on the right of resurrection, everything would be over before it started. Oh, I need to recall. I see. Let me think. What can I remember? Okay, her name is Yoko Fukunaga. We met about a month ago. What's the deal with this park? Investigation. Begin. It was around noon, on one of my days off. I had just finished running some errands in Kinchiko, and was here taking a quick break. I was just looking around absent-mindedly, when we bumped into each other. Oh, I need to actually look around absent-mindedly. Aha! When I noticed this girl loitering about. She was digging up holes in the sandbox and searching around the playground. She seemed to be enjoying herself, talking to the animal figures and petting them on their heads. My curiosity got the better of me before long, and I struck up a conversation. Hey, are you looking for something? Oh, hmm? Ah, sorry. I must look like a total weirdo. Yeah. I guess you could say I'm looking for something. If you want, I could give you a hand. Really? I mean, that'd be a huge help, but... Are you really just a good Samaritan, or are you after, you know, something else? Huh? Definitely the other thing. I'm a good Samaritan. Oh, my hero. People like you really do exist. I think I might cry. Okay, I guess I'll let you help me. Be warned, you might regret what you've gotten yourself into. No worries. What are you looking for, anyway? Did you lose a bracelet or something? Not exactly, I'm searching for one of the 7 mysteries. Supposedly, this is the location of the Whispering Canal. The what? Now I've done it, I bet you think I'm some kind of lunatic. The 7 Mysteries of Honjo. Do you know anything about it? I figured everyone around here would have at least heard of it, but I guess not. Honjo is what the southern part of Sumida is called. A long time ago, this part of Tokyo was split into 2 separate cities. The northern part was Mukujima, and the south part was Honjo. Huh. Am I boring you? Well, I'm not a local or anything, I just work around here. Oh, then no wonder you didn't know. Well, the 7 Mysteries of Honjo is a legend dating all the way back to the Edo period. Really? It's that old? That's like over 200 years ago. Oh, I've got your attention after all. I just assumed it was one of those fake stories made up to chase the occult craze. Heh, I don't blame you. A lot of the popular stories going around are pretty fishy. But the 7 Mysteries of Honjo are different, because they're all true. They're true. That's what I said. They're the real deal. So hold on, what does that mean? Are you telling me there's actually paranormal stuff at work in this park? Yep, pretty much. But there's got to be more to it. After all, I still haven't found a thing. It was the first time I met Yoko Fukunaga. Files updated. There's a lot of reading. Paranormasight reading the game. I mean, it's a visual novel, so I'm not too surprised. It was a file. Oh! What the hell does this mean? 2, 3, 24, 39. Am I filling out a bingo card? Oh! I get the feeling this is where they list on the all. So the 7 Mysteries of Honjo. Honjo became known as a hotspot for strange happenings during the Edo period. A number of these stories have survived to this day and become known as the 7 Mysteries of Honjo. While many of these were likely the result of people blaming things they didn't understand on spirits or monsters, the stories continue to be told as urban legends. Despite what the name would imply, there are actually more than 10 of these strange tales. Their roots likely come from stories told by the city's common folk. The most famous of the stories is the Whispering Canal, which eventually became the basis for both an idiom and a well-known Rakugo story. Yeah, there's definitely 7. So what is it? The Whispering Canal, the Fool's Procession, the Beckoning Light, the Haunting Clappers, the Evergreen Beach, the Taiko of Sugaru, the Foot-Washing Mansion, the One-Sided Reed, and the Ever-Burning Lantern. Huh. Uniteru Utogawa Painting. Okay. The Whispering Canal. Formerly known as Kinshibari, many fishermen once gathered on this section of the canal that ran through Honjo. As their days came to a close, and the fishermen gathered up their catches, a terrifying voice would rise up from the canal, whispering, "Leave it behind, leave it behind." Those who ignored the voice found themselves unable to move, and their previously full baskets of fish emptied. They would be dragged into the canal, never to return. This strange phenomenon continued to occur, and the people began to call this body of water the Whispering Canal. Ooh. Honjo. A location in the southern part of modern Sumida City, it consisted mostly of swamplands until the middle of the Edo period. While it wasn't originally considered part of the city of Edo itself, the area on the eastern side of the Sumida River began to be developed once the Ryogoku Bridge was built and after the Great Fire of Maireki. While Honjo is known for its large number of rivers and canals, many of these were dug during the area's urbanization for drainage and sewage. The Ryogoku Bridge area, home to the Eco Temple, eventually became filled with both people and shops. After a magistrate was assigned to the area and shops continued to pop up, it soon became a part of Edo proper as its reputation as a lively place spread. Honjo, along with other areas like Asakusa and Fukuoka, are still appreciated today for their old-fashioned feel and architecture. There is a lot of stuff in this I'm not going to be able to pronounce well. I'll give it my best, but... Ow! God, I just twatted my controller. But yeah, don't crucify me if I mispronounce something. So, you know. So, paranormal phenomena. The supernatural, aliens, cryptids, lost civilizations, ESP, the list goes on. Such unexplainable phenomena are quick to take on a life of their own. A plesiosaur named Nessie living in Loch Ness, sightings of mythical creatures like the... Is that Tsuchinoko? Or Hibagon? The urban legends of the Kuchisake Onna, or Ona. Television reports of spoon-bending physics, documentaries which feature mediums and spirit photography. These are only a few examples of stories that have captivated the public. There is no end to this obsession in sight. With magazines on paranormal phenomena enjoyed widespread publication, most recently rumours of an ancient ritual known as the Rite of Resurrection have been spreading in certain circles. Oh. We exchanged contact information, and we've talked on the phone a few times since. We've even met in person once or twice. But she never brought up the 7 Mysteries of Honjo again. I figured she'd gotten bored of it. Until now. Oh, until today, when all of a sudden she decided to resume her search. Oh, wait a second. Where did Yoko go? Oh, great! Oh, there she is. According to Yoko, the Whispering Canal, one of the 7 Mysteries of Honjo, is around here somewhere. It's apparently the story that the expression "left at the canal" originally came from. I think I left myself a note about it. I should check my files. Oh, thank God, I've already got it. There she is! Ah, the music's creepy. Jesus. There she is. She's back to digging up holes in the sandbox and searching around the playground. She seems to be enjoying herself, talking to the animal figures and petting them on their heads. No animal needs that much petting. Jeez, she's still at it. Huh! So if I recall, what happens? Oh! That's right, she asked me to come here to help her look for one of the 7 mysteries. Actually, I think I did some research into the 7 mysteries of Honjo. Can't remember all too. I should check my files. I've already looked. Oh, God. I I keep thinking that says the foot-washing maiden for some reason. Okay, so the Fool's Procession. Oh no, this mentions a high school. I don't want to go to a school. I hate schools in horror games because they're always the creepiest bloody place. An enduring superstition. A mysterious tale regaling an encounter had by a daimyo at his residence in Honjo's Ushijima, now Komagata High School. When walking around his estate, he had the sound of music, much like that of a kagura performance. He commanded his people to find the source, but no matter how much they searched, the music would fade when one neared the Ware Gesui canal. The source of the sound was never located. The story is known as the Procession of the Tanuki, as many were to believe that it must have been these mischievous tricksters behind it all. The Beckoning Light. While walking along the road near Honjo at night, one might spot a hazy lantern light up ahead, despite there being no one around. Following it will cause it to go out suddenly when getting near, but just when one fears the darkness might swallow them up, another light will appear further ahead, as if guiding the one who sees it. Some say the flame is benevolent, leading people to their homes, while others believe it is a monster, leading people astray. Some even believe it's the vengeful spirit of someone that died, luring the lost to the land of the dead. The Haunting Clappers. Oh, it's not an instrument, but two things that clap together, not someone just clapping their ends. So as the evening bell rings in... Oh, Jesus, there's so many things I don't know how to pronounce. Iraicho? Near present-day Shimoku Bridge, a night watchman patrols the dark streets and announces his presence by shouting warnings about fires, all the while striking his wooden clappers. But tonight the sound of another set of clappers answers back. He curiously claps his clappers together again, clack clack. The echo answers again, but no matter how hard he searches for the source of the second pair of clappers, he never finds it. Some say it was the work of a mischievous tanuki or kitsune, while others say it was a warning from the spirit of someone who lost their life in a terrible fire. The Evergreen Beach. Once upon a time in North Okurabashi, a beautiful beech tree stood in the garden of Lord Shinden's residence, now known as the former Yasuda Gardens. It was so impressive that the house became known among the people as the Beech Residence. Somehow no one had ever seen a single leaf fall from the tree. As rumours spread of the eternally green tree, it became known as the Evergreen Beech. However, this particular species of tree was actually an evergreen, so the lack of fallen leaves was nothing out of the ordinary. This had led people to say that the strangest part of this legend is the fact that it even became a legend at all. How is this I mean, I suppose it's a seven mystery, but it's a tree. The Taiko of Sugaru. There once was a daimyo from the Hirosaki domain in Sugaru, who once built a residence in Midoricho on a large piece of land. On this estate was an almost 8-meter tall tower that served as a lookout for fires. Only a designated firefighter was allowed to use the large drum that resided atop the tower in the event of a fire. While most towers used wooden blocks to sound the fire alarm, for some reason this residence was permitted to use drums. The residence and its special privileges led to much speculation and gossip among the townsfolk. Half of these are very confusing. I can understand the Beckoning Light, the Haunting Clappers, the Evergreen Beach, and the Taiko of Sugaru make no sense to me. But whatever. The Foot-Washing Mansion, not Maiden. I also don't understand this one. This is the story of something that occurred in the dead of night in a residence in Mikasacho, modern-day South Wari Gesui Street in Kamezawa. A foul-smelling wind rattled the house. Suddenly, a giant foot, drenched in blood, smashed through the ceiling. Wash, it commanded. After the servants carefully washed the foot, it returned from whence it came, fixing the roof it had broken. A man who had been visited by the foot every night asked a friend to trade houses with him. That night, the foot stopped appearing. Oh. The One-Sided Reed. There was once an infamous rogue by the name of Tomazo who fell for a woman named Okama. Tomazo persistently chased after Okama, attempting to win her heart over and over again, but she rejected his advances every time. Enraged by her indifference to him, Tomazo brought a dagger to a canal near Ryogoku Bridge and attacked Okama. He cut the arm and leg off one side of her body, then threw them into the canal. Ever since then, the reeds growing along the canal have only sprouted leaves on one side. Jesus. It's a bit excessive, don't you think? Lopping off an arm and a leg for no reason. Or just because she rejected him. The ever-burning lantern. On a bone-chilling winter's night, one may happen upon a sober cart along the canal known as South Wari Gesri. But there is something strange about this cart. No matter when one might visit, its owner is nowhere to be found. Yet the lantern that hangs from it stays perpetually lit, burning brightly even with no oil to fuel it. Should one attempt to put out the flame, it immediately roars back to life. However, there is also the tale of the never-burning lantern. Another telling of the story in which the sober cart's lantern always remains dark, refusing to be lit. Ooh. How spooky. Hey! Oh wait, she's coming back this way. Finally. Hey, what was that just now? Huh? Didn't you hear that? No. I heard music. Now you mention it. I did feel like I heard something. I'm not too sure though. That was creepy. We got special talent. You should have been able to hear it. Pay closer attention for me, okay? My special talent? What are you talking about? Huh? I mean your spirit sense. You look like you can handle your liquor. Huh? I have no idea what drinking has to do with it, but I don't think so. Well, you must. I mean, you can see me, right? Huh? What? Shogo? I just want to call him Shogo Oki. Oki. It's 1 AM. Oh. I'm in control again. It's gotten late. Really late, actually. Actually, it's already past 1 AM. There's a chill in the air, but I guess that's normal for this time of year. Or so I keep telling myself. I don't know how she's so comfortable talking about spirits and the paranormal at this time of night. Either she's got guts or she's just used to it, unless... No, it can't be. She is also... These telephone booths are all over town. Okay. Wait. You're kidding, right? About what? I mean, just now. Kinda sounded like you were saying that only people with spirit sense can see you. Of course that was a joke, duh. You don't really think I'm some kind of evil spirit, do you? But yeah. There's a guy! No! I'm wondering how many times this game's gonna pull that, because it's gonna pan, and he won't be on the left side. How much you wanna bet? I'm waiting for it to pan. He's just gonna have disappeared now. Douche. Well, if there was a guy there, he ain't there now. I meant what I said about your spirit sense being strong. I bet you could down a whole gimlet in one gulp. Seriously. That's the real reason I asked you to help me with the 7 Mysteries of Honjo business. Okay, let me just clarify something. Are you saying you can actually see paranormal stuff? Sure, I could handle a solid Moscow mule. Why are you measuring this in terms of cocktails? Not a believer, huh? Well, that's no matter. But you have to have seen some weird stuff over the years, right? Weird stuff? Yeah, like things you could see but could never understand. You can't be serious. There's a guy behind me somewhere. I don't want to turn around. Okay. Fuck it. I want to turn around. Easy does it. Oh. He ain't there now. Prick. He's gone. It's just the same as before. About spirit sense. Yeah, I was quite surprised it's a Square game, to be honest, but I'm glad it exists, because it's... So far, it's got a really cool art style, and it seems to be pretty damn interesting and kind of creepy. As I say, it's like Deathmark. Sort of. But I think Deathmark's more a case of life and death because you get cursed, whereas in this, you... Actually, I don't know. I'm going to say in this you don't get cursed, but I don't know that for a fact. At the moment, it seems we're just kind of like investigating things. I've seen ghost photos in magazines before, but are you telling me they really exist? You bet they do. But you can only recognise them if you really believe in them, so be careful. So, even with my skill, I won't be able to see them if I doubt that they exist. That's right. The spirit world is all about the mind and the soul. You won't be able to see a thing unless you're properly in tune. But sometimes people get caught up in the moment, thinking they might see something, and then they really do, because they believe they would. Is that how that works? Yeah, that's kind of like your mind playing tricks on you, essentially. Yep, just like drinking. You'll never know how much booze you can handle unless you're ready to down some shots. Still not sure I get the drinking thing. Huh, you know, I realised how strange it was as the words had left my mouth. Sheesh. Okay. I think what adds to it is the music. The music's very creepy. About alcohol. Totally unrelated, but do you actually drink? Real alcohol, I mean. Whoa, talk about whiplash. I didn't expect you to start making small talk. Well, our conversation was getting a bit dark. I figured a change of topic might lighten things up. I see. If you really want to know. I like to think I can handle a few drinks. But to tell you the truth, I've never actually had a Moscow Mule. Really, no. I just thought it sounded cool. I would like to try it, though. Why don't we go for a drink sometime, then? You asking me out? No, you're just being a good Samaritan, right? No, that's not what I meant. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'd be up for that. I'm so totally waiting for it to do this. The zoom in, and you'll just see something ever so slightly in the background. It's already pulled a couple jump scares. We had the storyteller pop up on the TV. We had her jump scare me when I was looking around. And then that guy in the background. But only if we find one of the 7 mysteries. Alright, then let's get to work. But I already did this. Alright, we'll do it again. And if you can believe that, there might be hope for you yet. Can't be serious. Oh. Okay. Or a reflection, yeah. About the 7 mysteries of Honjo. I just remembered. I actually did some research on the 7 mysteries of Honjo at the library, but the beautiful thing about stuff like that is there is a chance, probably very small, because I like to say that I'm pretty perceptive, that I will completely miss one of those scares and someone watching will see it. I do quite like when scares like that are super subtle. I mean, not necessarily scares, but, you know, things like that. 7 Mysteries of Honjo at the library. You did? What did you find? Well, I discovered a few interesting things. Tell me everything. 7 mysteries. Yeah, they all seem to be ghost stories. Although they're called the 7 mysteries, the literature lists 9 of them. Ah, I'm surprised you picked up on that. Nice researching. Some people think there could be up to 15. That's the thing about these old folk tales. Stuff gets added to them over the years. That's more extra stories than main ones. Yeah, but the 7 mysteries rolls off the tongue way better than 9 or 15. If you say so. But it makes sense, don't you think? It's more likely to be passed on if it's easier to remember. Huh, that's a good point. Are these really ghost stories? So, I read some of the stories, and none of them were, well, scary. I thought these were supposed to be ghost stories. That's true. They're more like a collection of superstitions, really. But there are some pretty disturbing ones in the mix. Yeah, like the one that's supposed to take place here, the Whispering Canal. People who fished in the canal would hear a voice calling out saying leave it. They had to abandon their catch or the canal would take it. Right. Every time it switches angle, I'm just investigating the scene. Is that what you're expecting to find here in the park? Not quite. We're talking about a folktale from hundreds of years ago. After centuries of the telephone game, who knows if it's anything like the original story? So basically, you think the true story of the Whispering Canal might be completely different from what we know. Exactly, I'm sure of it. I mean, weren't you curious? About what? Whoa. People from around here have that expression, left at the canal, right? Meaning to abandon someone. This story is where it comes from. Except the story being told today is about fish. There's nothing in it about leaving people behind. Now that you mention it, that's true. So you're saying the original story maybe did involve someone being abandoned? That's what I'm trying to find out. Ah, gotcha. About the rite of resurrection. Oh, by the way, were we talking about the rite of resurrection? Oh, your memory is acting as strong as your tolerance. I'm going to start calling you Martini Man Shogo. I'm really climbing up the drinks menu, huh? So you know about it, huh? The Rite of Resurrection. A magazine ran a feature on it recently that got practically everyone talking about it. Really? Maybe that's where I heard about it. Still, I don't know. It seems a little too far-fetched to be true. So, the Rite of Resurrection. It's the forbidden art of bringing the dead back to life, concocted by a famous... oh, what now? Onmyoji? From an ancient age. I don't even know what the hell an Onmyoji is. Aside from a fancy-sounding word. Rumour has it, an old manuscript containing actual concrete details about the rite was recently discovered. This rumour comes from a presentation given by local historian Hideki Araishi at an academic conference. You sure know a lot about this stuff. That's because I'm secretly a huge occult buff. I kinda got that. Oh. But if a researcher spoke about it at an academic conference, it must have some basis in fact. Exactly. That's why I believe the Rite of Resurrection is real. I'm starting to believe it too. The pursuit of the unknown starts with belief. I got that from Professor Araishi himself. Oh god, how long is it? It's been 40 minutes, and I've already read a boatload. Oh, the Rite of Resurrection. As indicated by its name, this manuscript holds detailed instructions on how to perform the secret art of reviving the dead. This forbidden ritual is said to have been devised by a once famous Onmyoji. Local researcher Hideki Araishi recently discovered the old manuscript and gave a presentation on it at an academic conference, sending ripples through the field of occult studies. Ah, how interesting. Oh, that's just what the game does when you back out. Okay. Wait, hang on. I've got another question. You mentioned the Rite of Resurrection. Are you looking for that too? Does it have something to do with the 7 Mysteries of Honjo? Ooh, you're sharp. I could cut my fingers on you. To tell the truth, it's actually the other way around. What do you mean? Well... I started off searching for the Rite of Resurrection, and then found out about the mysteries. Oh. But along the way I realised that I needed to investigate the 7 Mysteries of Honjo first. You see, so then... Why are you looking for the Rite? If you're looking into a way to bring someone back from the dead, does that mean you've got someone you want to bring back? You know what? Forget it. It just came to mind, so I thought I'd ask. I didn't mean to pry. Sorry. No, it's fine. I figured I'd need to tell you at some point. It's... Oh no, her dog! Ogopogo. Yeah, I wanted to bring Ogopogo back to life. He died in an accident about a month ago. Ogopogo died? Oh right, Ogopogo was my dog. I had him for 8 years. Ah, okay. Your dog. Gotcha. We spent a long time together. Losing him must have been really hard for you. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not sure if the Rite even works on dogs. But as soon as I found out about it, I knew I had to give it a try. I don't think I could forgive myself if I just let the opportunity pass by. Definitely. I understand why you feel so strongly about it. Thanks for telling me. I know this must be hard to talk about. But you know what? All that led to me meeting you. So at least something good came out of it. Though that doesn't mean I'll stop looking, obviously. Yoko, I'll do everything I can to help you. I'm so glad to hear that. Let's keep up the hard work then, yeah? Yeah, what's it got to do with the 7 mysteries, though? So about the connection between this rite and the 7 mysteries. Putting together everything we've talked about, my guess is that the original stories behind the 7 mysteries, the true stories, are the key to finding the Rite of Resurrection. And that's why you're here searching for one of them. Do I have that right? Wow, 10 out of 10. You're proving to be quite the capable assistant. Wait, since when was I your assistant? Anyway, this is all just hearsay, but... she's squinting. Some say that what led to the 7 mysteries coming to be was the Rite of Resurrection itself. Huh. Don't the stories come from the Edo period? I thought the Rite of Resurrection was supposed to be way older than that. Right. It seems that an Onmyoji from the Edo period rediscovered the ancient art. That old manuscript I mentioned, with all the details on how to use the rite, apparently it was written in the Edo period. Alright, I never told you its name. The manuscript is called The Record of Fates. Whoa, what a name. And it speculates that the secret of the rite is hidden within the 7 mysteries of Honjo. So now, the 7 mysteries are the hot new trend. Among who? You know, this whole thing's starting to sound pretty questionable. Come on, remember what I said about the pursuit of the unknown? It starts with belief, right? Okay, more stuff. The Record of Fates. An old manuscript from the Edo period written by the sorcerer who recovered the Rite of Resurrection. It is viewed as a priceless and authentic document due to its detailed account on how to perform the ritual. Oh yeah, that's why they're numbered. Interesting. Ah! Jesus. Whoa. What the hell? Feels like the air just changed. Uh-oh. No. No, no, don't do that. Is there something behind me? Oh no, I feel eyes on my back. I can't move. Is there something behind me? I don't want to fucking look. Yoko, you okay? Hey, what's wrong? Stay with me. No, this can't be. No, no. I want to look around. I'll think. Something's got Yoko really rattled. Don't do this to me. We'll just do a slow turn. Oh. I don't see anything. Push. Oh! Ah, that's my spirit sense. I don't get this. What's going on? Did something happen? Yoko? Oh, now she's not there. Oh god! Okay, what the hell happened? Huh? Ooh. Huh? What the? What is... something's... what is it? Why is this happening? What happened? Did she die? What on earth? Yoko, answer me. Yoko. No way. It can't be. Why? Ew. What the hell happened? Oh, Jesus. This game's a dick. I should have... Honestly, I thought that's what was going to happen when I turned around. What the hell just happened? Oh, damn it, I've got bigger problems. Yoko? Just hold on, everything's going to be okay. Oh god, she's not breathing. She's cold, I don't feel a pulse. This can't be happening. Okay, okay, okay. An ambulance, right. I've got to call an ambulance. I need a phone. Ugh. Right, the phone. I've got to call an ambulance. Yeah. Jesus. I called it in. The ambulance shouldn't be long. But is it going to make a difference? Her body's gone stiff and her skin is cold, and I don't think she's breathing. She looks more like a mannequin than a person now. I don't think there's any coming back from that. I don't get it. Just a few minutes ago we were chatting away without caring the world. Yoko. How did this happen? How could someone so bright and bubbly just suddenly drop dead? Resurrect her? Huh? Oh, that's right. That rite of resurrection she was talking about really does exist. There might be a way to bring her back. If someone can just drop dead out of nowhere, like they were cursed, then why shouldn't there be a way to bring them back to life? Yoko believed in it, so if I believe in her, it seems completely possible. Maybe, just maybe, I can still save her. Even if I've got to deal with spirit senses and curses and whatever, I've got to try. Wait for me, Yoko. I promise I'll use the rite of resurrection to bring you back. So right before she died, I felt a strange presence a few times. and it seemed like she saw something that shook her to the bone. There's definitely something strange going on, and maybe it's still here. What could she have seen? She mentioned that the Rite of Resurrection and the 7 mysteries were connected. So maybe whatever it was she saw had something to do with that Whispering Canal. Whoa! Oh, not again. Damn it, that presence again. Must be around here somewhere. Where? Oh. Fallen object. Huh? There's something on the ground. There's also something, like, around it. Did Yoko drop this? I didn't notice it till now, but there's a small wooden sculpture by her side. It's a carp. It's a fish. It's 3 or 4 centimeters tall. It looks like it could be a keychain, but from how rotted it is, it's way too old for that. Despite how tiny it is, I feel an almost palpable malice radiating from it. What the hell is this thing? Curse stone acquired. It's a curse. Oh god. There she is! What the? Help me, leave me, why it hurts, drop dead. Are these the Whispering Canal's memories? Such deep sorrow. A resentful memory is flowing into my mind. They turn their backs, they walk away, leave me behind, drop dead. Kill them. Kill them. Those who walk away, kill them all. You've acquired the power of the Curse Stone, the Whispering Canal. Wait, what? You can use it to kill those who walk away from you. Press the Use Curse button to kill your target as they attempt to depart. What? The murder symbol seeps into my soul like thick black tar. Now. Kill. Can you hear it, Curse Bearer? You who so strongly desires the right. Kill them. Should you seek life's restoration, take your curse in hand, reap lives by the score, and claim their soul dregs for your own. Collect enough to sate this vessel, and by their sacrifice claim the gift of resurrection. Or better yet, slay your fellow curse-bearers, for theirs are the equal of droves of lesser souls. Now go forth and kill. Well, I was wrong. Yeah, not even like 20 minutes ago I was saying, well, we're not cursed just yet. Ah, there we go, a curse power. Kills by drowning one who leaves the curse bearer behind. So Toki loved fishing with her father Jinkichi more than anything. With their wicker baskets on their backs, they would leave for the canal every morning and fish till the evening. The miso soup her mother Koma made, using the carp they caught, was to die for. Her parents loved her dearly. One day, however, her father disappeared. Toki's mother went to look for him and never came back either. Those who came to express their concern eventually stopped visiting her out of fear. Toki continued to wait all alone. Mother, father, where did you go? Don't leave me behind. Unable to bear the loneliness, she left her home and trudged along the roads until night fell. Neither her mother nor father were anywhere to be found. Tears stung her eyes. Suddenly the sound of fish splashing in the water cut through the silence. She found herself standing before the canal where they used to fish together. The taste of carp and the memories of her father's smile splashed across her mind. Without thinking, Toki walked into the moat. The sound of water splashing echoed throughout the night air. Passers-by thought of it only as the fish in the canal. The splashing faded, the silence returned to the lonely night. So she drowned. Oh dear. So curse echoes, curse bearers. Curse echoes are the visual manifestations of curses. These manifestations are fundamentally related to the origin of the curse. They do not always take the same shape and may sometimes appear in a more abstract or disfigured form. They lack consciousness unlike a spirit, and are thus the mere dregs of a soul. Curses are made tangible by what are known as soul dregs. Someone possessed by a curse that has a curse echo is called a curse bearer. A curse echo is in itself a curse, and a possessed curse bearer can inflict that curse upon others at will. A curse that comes with a curse echo is considered very powerful in and of itself. Ordinarily, those with no spirit sense would not be able to perceive a curse echo, but anyone who becomes a curse bearer can see other curse echoes. Curse stones. Old Netsuke carvings imbued with curses derived from the 7 mysteries of Honjo. Ordinarily, only those with spirit sense can wield such curses, but these curse stones allow ordinary people to use them just as legally. Soul dregs. When someone dies, their life essence leaves the body and becomes a soul. If one is killed by means of certain curses, however, their life essence will turn into a residue known as soul dregs. The rite of resurrection essentially uses these soul dregs as a sacrificial offering to bring back the dead, but the amount of soul dreg required depends on when the person being resurrected passed away. The more time has passed since their passing, the more soul dregs are required. Oh, I see. What the hell was that? It was like the curse's memories flowed directly into my mind. In an instant, I understood everything. When I picked up this curse stone, the Whispering Canal must have cursed me. I also heard a strange voice. It told me that if I want the right, I have to kill a bunch of people with this curse stone and collect their souls. I guess it's good to know that the right really exists, but this thing wants me to kill people to get it. Screw that. Putting my own life on the line is one thing. Murdering other people is another thing entirely. And not just one person either. Scores, it said. So this is the curse of the Whispering Canal, huh? A curse that traps the soul of anyone who tries to walk away from me. But if I use it and collect enough souls, then I'll be able to bring Yoko back. There was something about other curse bearers being worth more soul dregs. Jeez. I'm really at a loss here. Aren't we just? Jesus. Oh, cool. Oh, of course. I don't know how it took me so long to realise. This has to be some weird prank she's playing. What? Any second now she's going to open her eyes, get up and have a good laugh at just how scared I was. Right, Yoko. You can give it up now. Boy, did I fall for that one. You really got me good. Wait, no, I've got it. You really were some sort of spirit all along. There's no way you're really dead. Right? I'm not even fooling myself anymore. There's no going back, only forward. Yep. Well, shoot. Oh, ooh, hi. Now that I look closer, is someone there? Sure, call out. Hey, who's there? Oh my, how unexpected. It was your curse that killed that poor woman, I take it. Huh? Cat got your tongue, Mr. Ogie? Huh? Unfamiliar man. A tall, humorless-looking man. He doesn't look familiar to me. He's acting like he knows me, though. Have we met somewhere before? Is he a curse bearer? Huh. Weird. Oh wait, I'm probably supposed to think. That man, who is he? He looks to be in his 30s or 40s. He's all dressed up in a suit and tie, but somehow he looks real shady. What's he doing here? Was he watching us all this time? He was probably the one that I saw when we were talking. The man in the distance. Something tells me curses are nothing new to him. If he's one of the other curse bearers, then I need to be careful. He might be here to kill me and take my curse stone. But by the same token, killing him will net me a lot of soul dregs. Oh, I thought I could talk to him. Hold on. Cold night air feels like it's pressing down on me. Just standing here makes me want to scream, but I got bigger problems right now. If he's one of the other curse bearers, then I need to be careful. Okay. I'm slightly confused because it's just a tall, unfamiliar man. What is that? Huh? The hell is that? It looks like a light floating in midair. Huh? God, 9 minutes already, it should be here soon. I don't really know what I can do. He's just stood there. I thought maybe I had to use my spirit sense. Oh, it's getting closer. Oh, it's coming closer. Is this another one of the 7 mysteries? It looks like a will-o-wisp, maybe. Was it anything like that in the 7 mysteries? Creeped me out, but it's staying put for now. I should probably leave it be. It's whenever I turn my back on it. I'm pretty sure. I think. I can't tell. I'm certain it's whenever I turn my back. Bum bum bum. I can't really tell. Unless it's just one of these things where it's moving closer as I'm turned away. I'll just wait and see. I can hear it. Getting closer. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da. Oh. I'm so confused. Yeah, it's not moving. I'm just gonna do spins. See what happens. It's still there. No, that's not what I wanted to say. Can I not think about that? Nope. Ah, there we go, that's new dialogue. I thought it was gonna just repeat it because of the tick next to her. Hard to believe she was so full of life just a few minutes ago. It's the same. That is still not any closer. I wonder if there's other things I've not, like, looked at. Surroundings. The only thing I can look at is Yoko. I'm so confused. Because I can't seem to do anything. Yep, still there. Oh, I can zoom in and zoom out. Oh, I never even thought to talk to him. I'm an idiot. I still don't have a clue who you are. How do you know me? Have we met? Dear me. It is always humbling to find that one is not as well known as one believes. Perhaps my name will help you remember. I am Takumi Yumioka. Takumi Yumioka. Does that ring any bells? I think I've heard that name somewhere before, maybe. So you do not even know my name. How disappointing. Disappointing, but fortuitous. The mysterious stranger. Yeah, I forgot that you can talk to people. A man who was covertly watching Shogo Okie at Kinshibari Park. But why? Well then, Mr. Okie, allow me to make you a proposition. You have a curse stone in your possession. I would like you to give it to me. How do you know? Why, I saw the whole thing. That doesn't explain how you know what a curse stone is. Even I barely have a handle on it. You know about the 7 mysteries of Honjo and their curses and all that, don't you? But of course, those curse stones. They are terribly dangerous things capable of killing without a trace, so long as their conditions are met. I hadn't thought of it that way, but yeah. Imagine what might happen if one fell into the wrong hands. They would be safer than mine, don't you agree? Not in mine. Although it seems I arrived too late to stop you from killing that poor woman. What are you... That wasn't me. I'm willing to overlook your indiscretion, but only if you give me your curse stone. Away in hell. For all I know, the wrong hands are yours. Very well, I had hoped to settle this amicably, but you leave me no choice. This Takumi guy must have a curse stone of his own. I would assume he probably does. At least it'd be safer to assume so. It would explain how he knows so damn much. So he can kill me instantly as long as he fulfills his stone's conditions. Until I know what those conditions are, I can't make any sudden moves. I have to keep him talking, learn what I can, and figure out a way to get my curse out first. How can I get him to leave me behind? Though it would be a waste to not take this chance to find out about the other curse bearers. I need a topic to keep him talking. My best bet would be... What's up with that light? How about the weather? About Takumi. If I give you my curse stone, I'll know who you are. I need to know if I can trust you. A reasonable enough concern. Very well, I am an associate of the great sorcerer Sugan Gamyodo. Indeed, you must have heard of him. I believe he was recently featured in a certain magazine. Your unfortunate companion there came seeking his counsel not a few days ago. It was from her that I learned your name. I thought she would have mentioned me to you, but it seems that that was presumptuous of me. When did this happen? Why, just 2 or 3 days ago. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not buying that. He knows I don't know who he is, so he's just trying to feed me a story. I've only known Yoko for a month, but she's never mentioned going to see some mystic. Although it is Yoko we're talking about here, so it's hard to say for sure. I hope that is enough to convince you that my hands are more than trustworthy. How do I know it wasn't you who killed Yoko with your curse? Mr. Oka, if you are hoping to trick me into revealing whether I possess a curse stone, I assure you, you cannot. It is your curse that was responsible, Mr. Oka, no matter what you might tell yourself. That doesn't make sense. I only found this after Yoko died. Oh? Don't play dumb. I know you're the one who did this. Whether you choose to believe me is your prerogative, but you are mistaken. But you should know that multiple curses awakened at once at the stroke of midnight. There are many other curses in Honjo, and many other curse bearers. It is not premature of you to assume that I am the one responsible. Wait, so you're saying that at midnight a bunch of people became curse bearers? There's no point in continuing this conversation. For all I know, he could be telling me anything. About curse stones. Oh, about Yoko. Why are you so convinced that it was my curse that killed Yoko? Why, it's simply that... I do believe I just saw your companion move. She what? About my curse stone. What do you want with my curse stone anyway? I intend to seal it away in a secure location so it may never be used again. I am certain that you too would rather be free of this burden. The power to kill without fear of consequences in itself a curse. There are many ne'er-do-wells in this world who would not resist the urge to do so. All the more so if promised the chance to resurrect the dead. You'll seal it away. How? I'll put it in the care of the sorcerer who is well versed in supernatural matters. If I have gained your trust, I must ask that you hand me your curse stone. For each of the 7 mysteries is a curse and a curse bearer, right? Do you know who any of the others are? And what would you do with that information? Your intentions are nothing untoward, I hope. It's in the hearts of the selfish and insipid, and those who would be most tempted by the right of resurrection, and that the curse takes root. And a curse's resentful memories impart a powerful urge to kill, as I am certain you are aware. You are a victim of circumstance, Miss Ogie, but your situation is exceedingly dangerous. You must relinquish your curse stone for your own benefit before it is too late. Too late? It's already too late, there's no going back, all I can do is keep pressing forward. And if you're going to stand in my way, then I'll have to stop you. Am I to take that as a threat, Mr. Ogie? I would encourage you to exercise more discretion before you fall foul of a curse. What's up with that light? What's up with that weird ball of light? Is that your curse? Wait, what do you mean? I'm afraid I see no such thing. But it's right... Oh, dear. Oh, it's gone. It was right there. I see. It seems you have become the mark of another curse bearer. Oh, shit. What are you doing? Should you not check on her? Alright, what's gonna happen? Yoko? Wait, she doesn't look any different. Yep, he has a curse. No. Damn it all. Shogo Okie, deceased. My, you seem to have arrived at a less than favourable result. This is mere conjecture on my part, but perhaps you ought to be more careful about turning your back on unscrupulous individuals. Fear not, you may make as many attempts as you please before... as you please from before your unfortunate mishap. I get to try again. Oh, lovely. Very well, just remember, whatever you do, do not turn around. Oh. He said, Takumi Yumioka, he said his name was. Hasn't taken his eyes off me for a second, even now he's still staring right at me. Who the hell is he? Maybe if I focus, I can recall something useful. Takumi Yumioka. How the hell does he know me? It's not like I've been getting out much. I barely have a life outside of work. Wait, that's it. My work, that's how he knows me. I've never actually met him, so it's totally slipped my mind. Oh. Secretary. Okay. The man who was covertly Takumi is the secretary of the chairwoman of Hihaku Soaps. A chemicals company headquartered in Sumida City. Takumi worships the company chairwoman Natsue Yamamori and demonstrates his unwavering loyalty through his swift and exact execution of every task given to him. Just as Natsue Yamamori continues to exert tremendous influence over the company since her retirement from the presidency, so too does Takumi continue to support her behind the scenes. Acting as Natsue's mouthpiece in this capacity has earned him the ire of the current president and the board of directors. Takumi knows the names and faces of not only all employees at the head office, but also the temporary workers in their factories and warehouses, and even their main suppliers. Oh, Suigen Gamyoda my ass. This guy thinks he can sell me anything. But I don't know if having figured that out helps me much right now. He works at Hihaku Soaps just like me. He's the secretary to the chairwoman Natsue Yamamura. No wonder I didn't recognize him. He's way above us lowly peons. I've only ever seen him in the company bulletins. But he knows who I was, or he knew who I was. Could he have memorized the names and faces of everyone in the company? Yeah, your identity. Suigen Gamyoda my ass. I know who you are. You work at Hihaku Soaps just like me. You're the chairwoman's secretary. Well, that took you long enough. Your lack of company loyalty is frankly astounding. Allow me to reiterate my request then, not as a stranger, but as your superior. Hey, we're not at the office. You don't get to push me around like that. Why is our chairwoman's secretary even out looking for curse stones anyway? I refrain from revealing myself precisely to avoid such questions, but I suppose needs must. Since the dawn of the Showa era, the land of Honjo has nurtured our company's growth and vice versa. It is our duty to ensure that curses do not take root in this land we know as our home. I'm not sure I buy that. Like many things, it's not a matter that concerns the rank and file. The chairwoman has no desire to spread fear through our beloved company's birthplace. Now, if that is all, I must insist that you hand me your curse stone. Nah. If I want to use my curse on him, I have to get him to walk away and leave me behind. Now, what would convince him to do that? Scenario 1, he does what he came here to do. Scenario 2, he suddenly needs to be somewhere else. He's probably here for my curse stone. So I don't think I'd get out of Scenario 1 alive. Scenario 2 means hoping something will happen by chance, and luck is rarely on my side. So my only hope is Scenario 3. Something makes it impossible for him to stare. I don't have to keep him away forever, I just need to get him to walk away once. Wait, I've got it! I know how I can convince him to leave. Do you? Convince him to leave. Oh crap, I totally forgot. What is it? called an ambulance. Oh, yeah. Alright, I forgot to mention, I called an ambulance. It should be coming any minute now. An ambulance? You lost your mind? They will arrive to find you standing next to a corpse, alone in the dead of night. No doubt they will hand you over to the police, who will have some questions for you. Probably, but I'm sticking with Yoko. Unless you want to join me in an interrogation room, you'd better get out of here. Telling the truth, I see. They are getting closer by the second. I can't afford to be waylaid at this juncture. I fear I must take my leave. So what happens if I don't do anything? Sooner or later I will return for your curse stone. I only hope you do not abuse it in the meantime. Well then, I bid you good evening. Oh, he did it on his own. Shogo Okiya, you dare. Oh god. Oh no! Oh god. He's dead. He's really dead. So this is what a curse stone can do. Yee. Sheesh. Whoa. The curse stone of the Whispering Canal has gained 1% soul rates. Nice. Okay. 2 AM. Great. Kinjuko area. I left the park immediately. I felt bad for leaving Yoko, but I couldn't stay there. Emergency medical services will probably take care of her body. Takumi's too. This will be all over the news tomorrow. But until then, at least I know she'll be in a safe place. Alright. I have to find my next sacrifice quickly. Got no time to waste. I need to find the other curse bearers and collect their souls. Whoa! Killing Takumi barely got me any soul dregs. I guess he mustn't have been a curse bearer after all. It's not enough. The souls of a non-curse bearer amount to little more than leftover breadcrumbs. I have to think of places where the other curse bearers of the Seven Mysteries could be. Curses were activated around midnight. The others are bound to be active still. Should check to see if there are any other places with connections to the mysteries nearby. At the very least, another curse bearer might be thinking the same as me, meaning I could run into them. Let's see, which of the 7 mysteries are closest? So I'm in the Kinjuko area right now. The Haunting Clappers are on the other side of the Ayoko River, just over Shimoku Bridge. The Foot-Washing Mansion and the Ever-Burning Lantern are around South Wari Gesui Street, past the train tracks. And further along Ayoko River, I'll find the Beckoning Light at Hawanji Bridge. Those 3 places are the closest. I guess I should start there. Oh. I'll collect the curse bearer's souls before dawn and bring Yoko back to life. I should go to another location connected to the 7 mysteries of Honjo. Interesting. I was not expecting this to go down the route of I'm gonna have to kill people. So I'm able to just move wherever. Shimoku Bridge area. The Shimoku Bridge is supposedly where the bell from the Haunting Clappers story used to be. I wandered around here for a while, but I didn't see anything interesting. The only thing I found was what looks like a 100 yen lighter someone threw away. I don't know if curses are vulnerable to fire, but maybe I'll find a use for it. There was nothing worthwhile here. South Warigesui Street. Bum bum bum. Both the Foot-Washing Mansion and the Ever-Burning Lantern are from this area. This late at night, even a road as big as this one is as silent as the grave. Is it just me, or is it oddly dark around here? Could this be? I know it's past midnight, but it still seems oddly dark around here. This feeling, it's the same as from before. Ah! Oh, well, there's a thing. It doesn't have a body. There's something over there. Is that a curse echo? A curse of the 7 mysteries given form. I knew it, there's a curse bearer around here. So curse is that curse echo what's causing the darkness? It doesn't seem hostile. Is it trying to tell me to come closer? What should I do? Get closer? Nothing's gonna happen if I just sit and wait. Let's check it out. Oh god. Oh, it's very dark. Jesus. Darn it, now what? This isn't a curse doing this. Someone's pulling me in. That hurt. Looks like I'm inside a building? Did it toss me in here? I can't see squat. Is this the same darkness from the curse echo? Hey! How much do you want to bet? I'm going to use this lighter and there's going to be a jump scare. Kaboom! That's right, I still have the lighter I picked up earlier. Perfect, it works. Now I can make out my surroundings a bit better. Oh, what the? Something. Try, he's got a light. That ruins everything. Someone there? Are you a curse bearer? It's over, time to get out of here. Wait, he's running? Was he right there, right here this whole time? This is my chance. Ah, it's pointless. Does he just do it on its own? I guess so. Why? That was a close one. I didn't catch a glimpse of the curse bearer, but it seems like I'm alright. 30%? Ooh! This curse must have had something to do with the light and darkness. My guess would be the ever-burning lantern? So there's a connection between the 7 mysteries and the way their curses work. That might be useful to know. 30%? Can't believe that. That was sick. That was a lot. Alright, Honjo Bridge. I'm here at Honjo Bridge, the location linked with the beckoning light. Men. Someone standing on the bridge, silhouetting themselves against the sky. Follows attention? Wait. Fine, I'll go first. Whoa! I see. Interesting. Oh no, this is a surprise. Eh? Who are you? If you've got the wrong guy, just say so. Oh. He's a flamboyant fellow. I wouldn't bat an eyelid if this were in the inner city, but he stands out like a sore thumb in these parts. Come now, it won't hurt to at least tell me your name. Sure, I'm sure, girl. Okay. Careful now, young man, it's not wise to go about giving your name to strangers. Gone is the age when might made right. Nowadays, it's information that rules the world. You do well to remember that. You're the one who asked. Your name, your address, your phone number, your age, your occupation, your personal information is much more valuable than you might think. You should treat those things with care. So I guess you're not planning on telling me anything either then. You can call me Rick Kai, private detective. But you didn't say not to. Didn't you just say not to? Never mind. What is that pose? It's like a JoJo character. You say you're a detective? That's correct. I'm a man who deals in secrets. Don't expect me to share any more information with you, though. I only told you that so that we could have an understanding. Oh man. The eccentric man that Shogo Okie ran into at Honji Bridge. Oh, you can actually see if they have a curse echo. Oh, cool. What's a detective doing around here? Working, and that's all I can say, and that's all I'll say about that. I could ask you the same thing, though. This seems like a strange place to stop. What brought you here? I'm looking for someone? Why should I tell you? I saw a strange man. Looking around. I see. Then let me ask a different question. Why did you go out of your way to strike up a conversation with that strange man? I'm looking for someone. I figured it was worth seeing if you knew anything. You don't say. In that case, I just might be able to help you. Can you describe the person you're looking for? Yes, screw it. I'm looking for the beckoning light. I know I said a person, but I'm actually looking for something called the beckoning light. The beckoning light? Ah, the 7 mysteries of Honjo. That's right, a friend of mine was really into that kind of stuff. She said the beckoning light appears here in the middle of the night. I wanted to see for myself. Yeah, really? You're the adventurous type, aren't you? Unfortunately, I think you're out of luck. I've been here for a while, but I haven't seen any strange lights. Alright, well, thanks for telling me. But just wait a second. There's still time left for it to appear. Why don't we wait together? Thanks, but I think I'm good. Really? Well, I'm sorry I couldn't be of any more help. Hawanji Bridge is a pretty unusual structure. The ends are stone, but the middle is steel. The Ayoko River beneath it is actually a canal that was dug during the Edo period. Oh. Yeah, that's right, I meant to ask. You have a light on you? A light? You mean for cigarettes? Well, I got this cheap one I picked up, but that's it. Oh no, this'll do nicely. You sure? Oh. Item. I wanted to look at it. I'll give it to him. A cheap lighter I found lying around, it barely has any light fluid. Anyway, I should go back to work. Once you're gone, of course. Is there a reason I can't be here? Of course, my work is top secret. Oh, the far shore. The other side is an industrial district. And further down from the bridge is the temple from which it gets its name. Hardly anyone's around. Not surprising, seeing as it's past 2 in the morning. It feels like the whole world's gone to sleep. Doesn't seem like he has anything to do with curse bearers. I should move on. If he's been here for as long as he says, there's a good chance he's seen something. But I don't think it's worth asking. He seems like all kinds of trouble. Move, I guess. Okay, I've had a look around the area. I should head somewhere else for now. Where to next? First, around Midoriko Park, at the end of South... the Taiko of Tsugaru. North of there is a school called Komagata High School at the location of the Fool's Procession. It should be around here. Midoriko Park. I guess. Ooh, there's 2 people. It's Midoriko Park, location of the Taiko of Tsugaru, one of the 7 mysteries. Huh? Someone's there. 2 men, one middle-aged and the other a young adult, talking to each other. There's a good chance that one of them could be a curse bearer. I'll try to scope things out without being spotted. To pick up their conversation from this distance, I'll have to focus in and watch them for a while, I think. If it looks like I'll be spotted, I'll quickly hide behind a tree to move out of line of sight. Ah, like that. Don't see... okay. Don't get ahead of ourselves, I bet we see something before the night is done. Maybe you're right, but still, the 7 mysteries. Bum bum. Huh? Was there a noise from behind us just now? Never mind. Just my imagination. But does the curse really let you kill someone with an object like that? Sorry, something's bugging me. Gonna have a check back there. Oh! Hey, who's there? Oh, you two are police officers. People often say we don't look it. Sorry if we startled you. I'm sure there's no problem, but we'll have to ask you some questions as procedure. Oh, I'm Jun Ario. I'm from the Metropolitan Police Department. The MPD, Investigative Division. Newbie detective. And this old guy with the scowling mug is Chief Inspector Tetsuo Tsutsumi, my superior officer. You wouldn't guess from that frown, but he's actually has quite the sweet tooth. Have you quit blabbering? Okay, we have 2 more people. The Tetsuo Tsutsumi, the gruff police detective that Shogo Ogie met at Midoriko Park. The fresh-faced police detective that Shogo... Okay, same as before. Oh. I always imagine detectives as blunt and aggressive, but I guess there are some unpleasant ones too. He's as intimidating as I'd expect a veteran cop to be. First that private detective, now police detectives. Why today of all days? Alright, let's have a word. Oh yeah, I can have a look around. No, I can't. Now first, can you show me some ID with your name, address, and occupation? I'll be okay. I'm better off just going along with it. Wow, you work for Hihaku Soaps? I heard they've been raking it in lately. That true? I don't know much about that. I'm just a recent hire. People are loving that new hair product they have. I use it all the time myself. Thanks for your patronage. Nervio, you use hair products? Get with the times, boss. Guys nowadays all use these things. Isn't that right, Mr. Ogie? Yeah, sure. We even make men's cosmetics now. That's so. What a time we live in. Sorry, boss is the kind of caveman who thinks using only a bar of soap for all his washing makes him cool or something. I don't think that, I just don't care enough to use anything else. Actually, we do have all-in-one soaps for just that purpose. There are plenty of people like you. Huh, in that area? That's what I'm talking about. You should put out more of those. Aren't you riled up? Okay. Anyway, Mr. Okay, what is it that you're doing here? Actually, I'm searching for the 7 mysteries. Have you heard of the 7 mysteries of Honjo, detective? Yeah, I've heard them. We were just talking about them a minute ago. A girl I know is into them. That's how I got interested. You see, I seem to remember even Midoriko Park had one of the mysteries associated with it. What was it again? The Taiko of Sugaru. Ah, that's right, the Taiko of Sugaru. This whole area used to be the residence of Sugaru, a clan of samurai. So that's why you were hanging around in the middle of the night? Discover anything interesting? No, nothing. Though I admit I haven't been looking into these things too hard. Right, I think I understand your situation. Thank you for your answers. No, it's quite late. So you'd best be heading home. I'll leave the questions up to him. I got nothing to ask. Huh? Something wrong? You're free to go. Leave or stay? Ooh. Yeah, I'll leave. The detectives show no sign of leaving. I don't have conclusive proof that they're curse bearers either. The risk is too high for me to stick around talking with them for long. I see. Well, I'll be going now. Take care. Bye-bye. Kamagata High School. Oh, great. This place is going to be fun. Kamagata High School. Front gates. Here I am at Kamagata High School. Let's see here. Ah, someone's there. Whoa, what the? Ouch. I'm so sorry, are you okay? Why the hell are you here? Yeah, I'm fine, but did you just climb over the school gate? I guess so. School gate's closed, but climbing over looks easy enough. A girl in a school uniform came climbing over the front gate. She must be a student here. Why is she out in the middle of the night? I think she's hiding in her hand. No doubt about it. That's a curse stone. This girl's a curse bearer. That's why she's out at midnight. Oh, 2 AM. What's going on? Why are you at school this late? Well... I'm really sorry. I'm in a big hurry right now, so I gotta go. Hey, wait. He just does it on his own. Mio, I'm sorry. Oh god. Jesus. I was getting 36. That was only 6%. Jeez. So I got 6% from one, 29% from the next, and 6% from that. Jeez. I killed her. Yes, I got a curse bearer. This is working. I just have to keep it up. How many more do I need? 1, 2? Oh my god. Alright, on to the next one. First, the one-sided read by Ryogoku Bridge. Then the evergreen beach at the former Yasuda Gardens along the Sumida River. Finally, Sumida River. Suppose we'll just go there. The Yasuda Gardens. The former Yasuda Gardens. There was some kind of incident here recently, so the entrance was closed off. But it was easy enough to sneak in, since there were no guards at this time of night. However, feels weird being in these magnificent gardens after hours. There's not a visitor or groundskeeper in sight. The Ryogoku Public Hall is also on the grounds. Its eye-catching structure makes this place feel even more otherworldly. Former Yasuda Gardens, a lush green park administered by Sumida City. As is common in traditional Japanese gardens, its large central pond is shaped like the character of a heart. The paths that crisscross its grounds, lined with stone lanterns, are perfect for strolling while appreciating the foliage or birdwatching. The gardens once pulled in water from the Sumida River so that its pond would ebb and flow with the tide, a novelty in Edo, which had begun filling in the bay to support its expansion, but the practice has been discontinued in modern times due to flood prevention measures. Oh. Oh. Oh! Hi. So, have you decided what you're gonna do? With your... She knows. Curse? Oh, so precious. Curse stone. Yep. Yeah, as soon as I snuck into the gardens, a woman inside called out from behind me. Ew. I've been waiting for you. I have a curse stone. The sudden proclamation had me at a loss for words, so the woman continued. I have you in a position where I can use my curse on you whenever I please. If you hand over your curse stone, I will at least spare your life. In that moment, all I could squeeze out in reply was, let me think about it. Which brings us to now. Alright. A woman in her 30s, she has a refined air about her, like she was brought up in a family of high social standing. But I also sense a shadow hanging over her. I wonder if it has to do with this place. Or her curse. Don't tell me you still haven't made up your mind. Such an indecisive man. Wait, I might hand over my curse stone depending on certain things. Will you hear me out for a moment? Sure, go on. Introduce yourself. Sure. If we're gonna talk, we should get to know each other better. My name is Shogo. Stop. Huh? Let's not do that, alright? If I know your name, I might start to feel sorry for you. And have a harder time killing you. You would? Don't you think? 7. What? Damn it, did I expose myself somehow? She said she can use her curse on me anytime. I guess I've already fulfilled its condition. Could be a bluff, but since she seems to have information on me, it's probably true. I can't hand over my curse stone, I need to figure out how her curse is activated, and find a way out of here. For now, maybe I can get some information by talking about something that would catch your interest. Curse stones. If you take my curse stone, what are you going to do with it? With your curse stone? It's brewing with soul dregs, isn't it? It's already killed so many, no? How does she know so much? I'd like to avoid such crude methods myself. 6. The Rite of Resurrection. You want soul dregs, that means you're after the Rite of Resurrection too. Not that I'm trying to compare our circumstances, but can I ask what led you to this? Oh my. Do you mean that if my situation is more dire than yours, you'd give your curse stone to me? Sure, I'd consider it, so tell me. Liar. Huh? You wouldn't hang your fate on something as superficial as that. Nor would I. 5. God damn it. Let's try again. My son. Huh? He'd be in 6th grade now. If he was still alive. Ah. When I'm one of the big kids, I'll help look after the 1st and 2nd graders, he'd say. He always had a strong sense of justice and responsibility. He wouldn't stand by when he saw other kids being bullied. He'd defend them, even if he was no match for the bully himself. He'd often come home in tears, but only because he was sad that he wasn't strong enough to save others. He wanted to be a policeman when he grew up. Okay, I get it. I've heard enough. Oh, that's enough for you? Yeah. Hearing such a sad story just makes me all the more sorry that I haven't changed my mind, you see. So even after what I told you. 4. Curse stones. Can you take soul dregs from other curse bearers? Stones and add them to your own? Who knows? But you have to admit, it's worth trying. So basically, you want soul dregs, but you steal the ones that others have gathered because you don't want to get your own hands dirty. You're half right, but half wrong too. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. I just want to end this with as little trouble as possible. Understand? How do you know you haven't already set off my curse? Go on then, use it. If I had, you could have activated it without all that bluster. And yet, here you are. Damn, does she already know about it? Or about that student from before? But if she already knows what would activate it, she wouldn't hide it. Because if you know what activates my curse, there's no way you would set it off yourself. She must not know yet, I still have a chance. Listen. I don't want you to get the wrong idea. About what? Talking like this instead of killing you immediately. It's just a whim of mine. What I mean to say is that you were never in a position to bargain. 2. Ah, crap. You actually can't kill me, can you? And that strange countdown from before too. It's all just a bluff to threaten me. I don't give in to threats, so why don't you give this up and... If that's the case, give it a try then. Only 2 more now. Let me tell you the number. 1. Uh-oh. This conversation is over. 0. Such a shame. What? This is the end for you? Oh! Farewell. No! Oh, Jesus! That guy... He must have been following me, but it's already too late. Huh. Shogo Okie, deceased. Again. The storyteller gonna be like, oh my, what a shame. My, you seem to have arrived at a less than favourable result. Not all in vain, however. You'll finally realise how the curse have activated. Yeah. Let's go. Remember how to ward off the curse when you return. Bear in mind, Shogo Okie has no way of realising it himself, so you must react for him. So, the detective asked if I had a lighter, but he never used it. Yeah, the 100 yen lighter that saved my life, it still has a tiny bit of fuel left. Throw it away. Huh? Throw away this lighter. Why did I suddenly get the impulse to do that? Yes, really throw it away. Not sure why, but here goes nothing. 100 yen lighter discarded. Hmm? What did you just... Why? Why throw your lighter away all of a sudden? Huh? Oh, well, I just kind of felt like it. Oh god, her face! How? Why is she losing it all of a sudden? Could that lighter have been what fulfilled the condition of hers? Of her curse? Why? How did I... How could you? I don't even need to bother using my curse, because he does it himself. Bye-bye! This can't be. My Shuichi. What? How? I'm confused about the detective, though. Gain 25% soul direct. Oh, right. Oh god, so I got 1, 30, 26. Oh, I can't really remember. Can I check how many soul dregs I have? Files. No, I can't. Still don't know what the hell this means. K8A% V star 1 thing. Ryo Goku Bridge. Hey, a quick question for you. What the? Sorry this is so sudden, but I gotta ask. You don't mind, do you? Are you a curse bearer? What? Oh god. Ew! Well, that's the curse echo. Is this his curse echo? Hmm. Making it obvious that he's a curse bearer himself. What's he trying to pull? Maybe he's confident that he can activate his curse before I activate mine. Gotta be careful. How should I respond here? What's that? Well, that's my curse. The hell is that? You took too long to answer. Hmm? Plus, you glanced behind me when the curse echo appeared. I knew it, you're a curse bearer too. You can stop trying to hide it now that... Not that you were doing a very good job. Damn it. Yeah, you're right. I appreciate the honesty. I just want to have a nice calm little chat. The name's Yutaro Namigaki. I didn't read what it said because I pressed X instead of triangle. Oh. I wanted to see what he said. He said the curse bearer behind me is... the foot washing mansion. Okay. The young man encountered at Ryogoku Bridge. He didn't hide the fact that he was a curse bearer. A chat? I'm not going to curse first and ask questions later, just because we're both curse bearers. We've got a little more class than that. I hope you're smart enough to extend me the same courtesy. Sure. Fine, chat away. Thank you. Good to know I'm dealing with someone reasonable. A young man, probably younger than me, maybe a college student. This guy's quite the bold character. He's got confidence, I'll give him that. Alright, let's talk. What do you want? Alright, I'll cut straight to the chase. Will you join forces with me? Join forces? To gather soul dregs? Yep. You're using your curse because there's someone you want to resurrect too, right? In that case, it would be more effective for two of us to work together than to do it all yourself. Think about it, we could split the work and we'd have two kinds of curses at our disposal. Working together. I hadn't thought about that before. Can the soul dregs in one curse stone be moved to another? That's a fundamental requirement for this to work. Well, we'll have to test it, and I can't do that alone either. I see. Sure. Alright then, if working together helps us both get what we want, maybe it's not a bad idea. Thanks, glad to be dealing with someone who can think things through rationally. But there's something I need to know in advance. Tell me, how many soul dregs do you have right now? Right, I have some, of course. I am more than competent after all. I'm asking you how many. I'm at 1%, but don't worry about it. My curse is easy to activate. It's so easy to activate, I'll have plenty in no time. I bet you haven't managed to get any on your own, have you? I'm at 92%. Huh? Say what? That's the amount of soul dregs I have in my curse style right now. What? Wait, are you serious? You're not even close to being on my level. I'll keep gathering soul dregs on my own. Let's forget all this joining business. Or joining forces business. You gotta be kidding me. I'll call your bluff. You think you can scare me off so easily? I see, it's too bad. If you don't feel like talking, then you leave me no choice. I even gave you a chance to come out of this alive. Real shame you're just gonna waste it. What are you... What the... Is this the voice of a cursed echo? Among the 7 mysteries, the resentful memory of the foot-washing mansion is particularly strong. You can't block it out by plugging your ears. As soon as you hear the voice of my curse echo, it's the end for you. Damn it. Ooh. This game is clever. You have a way to evade curses that no one else is capable of, do you not? Fear not, you may make... Yep. This is cool. But ward off the curse before it's activated. Yeah, this is neat. Yep. As soon as you hear its voice... God, he even mentioned it at the beginning of the game. You sneaky bastards. So if I turn that off, and I can't hear voices, then it won't kill me. Or won't be able to kill me. I'll cut to the chase. We'll just go through the same song and dance as before. That's too bad. If you don't feel like talking, then you leave me no choice. So this thing won't have a voice. What are you? There is info memory. Okay. You can't block it out by plugging your ears. As soon as you hear the voice of my curse echo, it's the end for you. Damn it. Hmm? A voice? I don't hear any voice. What? There's no way. And yet there he is, perfectly unharmed. How? What's going on here? That's cool. Oh my god. That's a really neat way of doing, like, a gameplay thing. I don't completely understand it myself, but his curse conditions don't seem to have been met. This is my chance. Yutaro, your curse won't work on me. I'll let you off easy today, so get the hell out of here. You son of a... Fine. I'll just be on my way then. Mark my words, I'll make you regret this. You fool. I don't even know why there's a button to use curse when you don't have to. How is this? Am I 100%? Hey! I'm at 112%. Not bad. Thank God, and I've gotten the last of the soul dregs I need. Was that just coincidence? He wasn't able to activate his curse for some reason. Things are going well. Luck must be on my side. Oh, I should check my curse stone. I should have gained a lot just now. What the? Oh god. Story chart unlocked. Hmm? Hey, look who it is. Pardon the interruption, but I'd like to take this chance to tell you about the story chart. This is the screen which will appear when you open the story chart. From here, not only can you see the overall structure of the current story, you can also progress along different branching routes by playing past stories over again. We could call this exactly the power that Shogo Okie had sought after. Normally you would have been able to use the story chart feature freely, however due to certain circumstances it has been locked until now. From here on you will return to the story chart from time to time at breaks in the story. At those times you will choose for yourself which story you wish to continue next. Oh! Oh, it's now going to tell me about the story chart and how to play, I guess. Yep, there it is. To quit playing a chapter and return to the story chart, if you quit mid-way for a chapter that you haven't finished, you'll have to restart again from the beginning. Completed chapters can be resumed from various points in the chapter. The game will not return to a previous game state when resumed. There are 2 phases that must be completed to fully complete a chapter. If the chapter is finished while there are still tasks to be done, the chapter will not end but will remain incomplete. Interesting. By the way, should you use the story chart to replay a past event, do you know what you must do and where? Of course you do. After all, you have gotten this far. What trigger? She walked away from us! What trigger did Yoko Tokunaga set off that led to her dying the way she did? You've come this far several times, so I have every confidence you'll be alright. As long as you make sure not to do that thing. Oh, is it the fact I turned around? However, like with the lighter in the voice earlier, Shogo Okie has no way of doing it himself. Ah, on that note, I am curious. Have you determined how many people he's killed with the curse? Oh, Yoko, the guy in the park, and then we got the lighter. We dealt with the darkness, so that's 3. We dealt with the woman, and 6. What? It would be 6. Wouldn't it? I'm sure it would be 6. I'm very confused, yeah. It should be 6, I think. Oh, he has killed. It would be 5. Yoko doesn't count, I guess, because he didn't actively kill them. 5 people, I think. Wrong. I see, I see. So that is your understanding of things. As it turns out, the correct answer is none. 5. Aha! That is correct. I am pleased to see you have such a solid grasp of events. I think you will be just fine. Please continue the story at your leisure from the story chart screen. Right. Okay, so if it's blanked out like this, it's complete. If it's still lit up, then there's more that can be done. Okay. So Kinshibari Park. Summary of previous events. So what happens if I resume? Something happening to Yoko? Whoa. Oh wait, if I turned around from her. What the hell? It feels like the air just changed. If he lies on my back, I can't move. There's something behind me. Yoko, you okay? What's wrong? Stay with me. That can't be. Why? Yoko! It's no use, she's in no condition to talk. Keep yelling her name. Huh, what? Is calling her name really gonna help? I'm already yelling as hard as I can. Shouldn't I look for what's causing this? There's nothing there. Yoko, hang in there. Yoko, look at me. You're gonna be okay. It's alright, there's nothing there. Yoko! Snake! Aha! There we go. Interesting. This game's cool. This game's really cool. What's with the sunlight? Oh, it's the time of day. Yeah, this was at 3 AM. So Shogo cries Yoko's name in a desperate attempt to wake her as she lies, unmoving on the ground. Will his pleas get through to her? Let's find out. How is this going to change things then? I guess this would mean we don't become a curse bearer. Hmm? Huh? Oh god, you're awake. But what? You okay? Oh, pardon me. You were so rattled and confused, I thought you'd really lost it. Do you feel dizzy? Have a headache? Are your humours off balance? Wait, what did you say? I think I've heard that before. You're the one who said it earlier. Alright, that might have been it. My humours were off balance. What, back there? You ended up like that because of your humours? Yeah. I've heard that at this age, your humours being even a little bit off could be fatal. I'm glad you're back to normal now. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cause you so much trouble. You don't know the half of it. But I don't really remember what happened. Sounds like what happened to me. Maybe this place is dangerous somehow. What? Are you backing out? Yeah, it just doesn't feel safe to me and I'm worried about you. Let's call off today's investigation. Come on, I just started feeling back to normal too. Nope, not happening. Go home. I'll even pay your cab fare, okay? I ended up having to force a still protesting Yoko into a taxi. Even then, she still wouldn't stop complaining. So to placate her, I promised I'd search the park on my own for a little while longer. Oh. Okay. Oh, it makes it straight to daybreak. Okay. Worried about Yoko after her bizarre incident, Shogo decides to call off their investigation into the mysteries for the night. Despite her stubborn objections, he manages to persuade her by offering to continue the search on his own. Why is it playing the storyteller? In further news... Oh god, he died! Before dawn today, a police officer on patrol discovered a man collapsed in a Sumida City park. Uh-oh. The man was taken to the hospital, but his death was confirmed shortly after. Investigations are still underway, but police suspect a connection to the other unexplained deaths found in the area at around the same time. Darn. Why did we drown? Oh, to be fair, that's how the game began, wasn't it? It's not over. No, I know it's not over. Because I only know because it's been 2 hours, and when I've looked up how long the game is, people are usually playing it for like 10 hours, so... But to be fair, that does explain what actually happened, because before we started playing as Shogo, it even said that he drowned, so... That's the sad thing, though, is he had to die. It never ends. Well done on your efforts thus far. This brings Shogo Oki story to a close. But this is not the end. Far from it. In fact, this is where the story finally begins. The roots of the 3 protagonists have now been unlocked. Ah! Is it Haruo Shigima? A woman who lost her son when he was kidnapped and murdered. Jesus! Oh! Tetsuo Satsumi, the Chief Inspector of the 1st Investigative Division, who is looking into the death of an officer in the line of duty. Yako Sakazaki, a high school girl who wants to bring her friend back from the dead, a girl who died in a suspicious suicide. Each of them is burdened with circumstances that leave them no choice but to seek the right of resurrection. Following these 3 storylines will reveal the full nature of all that is occurring. With that, please enjoy the continuation of this tale. This game is awesome. It's really good. Ah, there's the detective! I especially like the whole go into your options and change the voice setting. It makes sense though, because there is no voice. Yeah, there's no voice. Like, nothing in the game is voiced. But it's just really neat. I'm gonna put it back to 10 though. So... Haru... Yeah, I think it's just Haru. Shigima. Not dreams. When the son of Haru Shigima was kidnapped, a botched investigation by the police resulted in the child's murder. 1 year later, Haru has hired a private investigator to help resolve the unsettled case. Late at night, while speaking to the detective at her home, something strange suddenly appears. Also, I wouldn't really say this is much of a horror game. Not really. Kill them. The flame bearers. Kill them all. You have acquired the power of the Curse Stone, the Haunting Clappers. You can use it to kill those with fire or a fire starting device on their person. So that's why. The music in this game is really good. Oh god. Kills by burning one who is in possession of fire or a fire starting device. Yeah, the game's not a super... It's not much of a horror game. Like, Deathmark is definitely more of a horror game. It certainly started off strong in the horror department, though. Red, red, red. Everything has dyed crimson, my home is burning to the ground. It's hot, so hot. I must call for help, but I cannot speak. My throat must be burned up from the smoke. Now I think I'm already on fire. That's right, I'll just use the clappers. Clack, clack. Is anybody there? Clack, clack. Why is no one coming? I'm gonna burn to death. How did it come to this? Oh right, her. It must be the work of that vixen who appeared suddenly and enchanted my lord. That witch. Those hauntingly cold eyes had my lord dancing in the palm of her hand. Perhaps I was also taken in by her. How many innocent people did I lure in under orders? This must be karma. The sound of a heavy bell. It feels like my head will split open. Ah right, the evening bell. That must be why nobody can hear the sound of my clappers. I've got to do it louder. Clack, clack. Okay. The murderous impulse seeps into my soul like a thick black tar. Kill them. Can you hear it, Curse Bearer? You who so strongly desires the right. Kill them. Yeah. Bada. Reception room. Back with me, ma'am. There he is. Can't say I understand what just happened, but it certainly seems to have put you in a good mood. This might be the first time I've ever seen you really smile. Sweet dreams are made of these. Person of interest. Oh, right, we actually learn about them. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of words. Her 11-year-old son, Shuichi, was kidnapped and murdered about a year ago. The death was the result of a mistake on the part of the detective assigned to the case, a mistake which enraged the kidnapper and had him cut off all contact with the police, leaving no room for negotiation. The incident was covered up, and Shuichi's killer remains at large, leading the aggrieved Haru to call on the services of private investigator Richter Kai to uncover the truth. The Shigima family came from a line of samurai who built their residence in Honjo during the Edo period. They assumed important positions in the police force following the Meiji Revolution, thereby protecting their family's elevated status. Even today, many in the Shigima line work as police bureaucrats and senior police officers. Haru's father sits in the upper echelons of the National Police Agency, and her husband, adopted into the Shigima clan through an arranged marriage, is also a highly respected agency official. However, as her family prioritizes work above all else, it wasn't long before Haru's marriage grew cold. Though she wants for nothing, she is isolated from her neighbours and withdrawn from society. Seeing her son grow into a young man gave Haru a purpose in life, but it was cut short by the kidnapping incident. Following the incident, Haru spent many days in a deep depression, breaking into sudden fits of shouting and wandering around in the middle of the night. Her cheerful, loving disposition faded away, and she took to making snide remarks at her husband, which only further soured their relationship. A few months ago, Haru's husband was transferred to another area for work and now rarely returns home, with Haru left to live in a large, empty mansion alone. As a housekeeper who has been with the family for a long time comes in to take care of all the housework, Haru has nothing but time on her hands. No. Not dreams. Sounds like something I might want to hear about. Ooh. An old hanging scroll. I don't know who painted it. It's been hanging here since before I was born. A fax machine. It can send images to other places along the telephone network. I don't really know how it works. Most houses don't have one. I rarely find a use for it. Rick Guy. A private investigator I hired. A friend told me about him. They said he's not very well known, but he's good at what he does. When I first visited his office in Ota City and saw how he dressed, I could hardly believe he was a detective. But after talking to him for a while, I changed my mind. He says some strange things at times, but he seems like a reliable sort. Oh. Ah, god damn it. Richter is actually a private investigator with an office in Ota City, Tokyo. After taking a request from Haru Shigima to investigate the unsolved kidnapping and murder of her son, he gets caught up in the events surrounding the rite of resurrection. Once a police officer, Richter was racked with guilt over the police's inability to help all those in need, and quit the force to start his own private investigation firm. However, his soft-hearted nature leads him to take on too many cases and has put his office in dire financial straits. How he is still in business is a mystery, with some whispering that a wealthy patron is keeping him afloat. Richter studied alongside Detective Jun Erio at the police academy. Somewhat surprisingly, given his outlandish clothing and mannerisms, Richter excels at covert investigations and tailing his targets. Proudly refers to himself as an investigator extraordinaire, though that only ever succeeds at impressing himself. Richter's biggest source of happiness is nuzzling his pet female albino parakeet, Ernestine, which he keeps in his office. He also enjoys collecting Mockingbird stickers of popular line merchandise featuring birds inexplicably dressed like delinquents. I could be frequently cited researching around town for them. While out and about, Richter typically leaves the office, and more importantly, Ernestine, in the care of Amamori, a junior high schooler who volunteered to assist Richter after being involved in a previous case. Oh my god. Ah, the Azor Heron Agency. Richter Kai's private investigation firm in Kamata, Ota City. Originally Kai thought to give it a simple name like Kai's Detective Agency, KDA. But upon hearing that people are more likely to pick names listed at the front of the phone book, alphabetically, he decided, to pick a name starting with an A. Thus, the Azor Heron Agency was established. However, it is questionable whether the heron, the bird of somewhat ominous significance, is an effective symbol for attracting customers. Even his own assistant has referred to the name as confusing at best. After all, rather than an Azor Heron, Rick keeps a white parrot as a pet, and dresses not in blue, but mostly in white. If there was a symbolic connection to be made here, it has surely been lost on all but Richter himself. A private investigator, also known as a private eye, is a detective who operates their own agency. Although there are no formal qualifications necessary to become a private investigator, many retired police agents or detectives due to the similarities between the work involved. At a glance, private investigation firms and inquiry offices might look similar, but they carry out different types of investigations. Inquiry offices specialize in conducting credit checks on businesses, while private investigators are generally involved in tailing persons of interest and gaining information surreptitiously. Oh, what a fancy word. My throat is starting to hurt, which is not surprising because this game is very text-heavy, as is tradition with visual novels. Let me bring you up to speed. We were in the middle of a chat when you suddenly started spacing out, and the whole time you were grinning to yourself like you'd just won the lottery. Well, she has. Care to tell me what that was all about? Well, where to start? I'm cursed. I can kill people. Interesting. Very interesting. So the Haunting Clapper's curse echo appeared out of nowhere. Told you how to perform the rite of resurrection and gave you the curse you'll need to do it. Have I got that right? That's right. So it's all real. Honestly, I still find it hard to believe. But I guess I have to now. Oh, I saw that curse stone appear in your hand myself. It looked like it popped clean out of thin air. With evidence that clear, there's no denying that there's some supernatural force at work. True. Guest? Oh, guest table. The guest table. I don't know where Father got this old thing from, but I've never liked it. Alright, let's have a chat. I don't think you quite understand. Oh? This isn't about evidence, and it isn't about belief. It's more than that. I know it's real. I don't like the looks she has on her face. The moment the curse appeared, I knew everything before it even said a word. It was already there in my head, as clear as day. You just knew, huh? It was etched onto my soul, along with the curse echoes resentful memories. So I can feel it, what it was like. Dying like they did hundreds of years ago. Wreathed in flame, writhing in pain as my flesh blackens and my blood boils. I can feel it. All the agony, all the rage. It fills me with bloodlust. It's not a good thing. I think I need to kill someone. Anyone will do, just as long as they're carrying fire. You see, that could be a problem. You think so? From what I know of you, I was sure you'd see it as an opportunity. The stronger the desire to resurrect someone, the stronger the urge to kill. That's how it seems to me, anyway. Good grief, talk about a spanner in the works. I say we take stock for a moment, remind ourselves where we've come from and where we're going. That might be a good idea. I wonder if the first person we kill is Haru is going to be Shogo. That'd be interesting. Rotary phone! The telephone. This mansion has a private line. Is there anything else? An arrangement of flowers. We bring in someone to do it. I don't even know what the flowers are called. Stereo unit with separated speakers designed for home use. My husband insisted on buying one, even though he isn't one to listen to music often. What is that? Well, I'll be damned. Is that the mockingbird? Is that what I think it is? Goodness, you made me jump. It's just a silly sticker my son got from somewhere or other. We put it up just before. Well, you know what happened. Still can't bring myself to take it down. Let me take a closer look. I knew it. It's Head Honjo. From way back in set number 1. This is a real collector's item. Excuse me? Don't tell me you've never heard of the mockingbirds. What? They're the hottest new craze. Cute little birds dressed up like rough and tumble delinquents. I've never heard of them, but this certainly seems to matter to you. The best part is, nobody knows who made them. They just started showing up around town. And soon enough, they'd won everybody's hearts. The story goes that they're made by some anonymous artist who covertly leaves them behind in specific locations. No one knows when or where they'll show up next. They're basically an urban legend of sorts. They think one would turn up here of all places. This is a good sign, I'm sure of it. Oh well, that's nice. Okay, mockingbird number 1. Oh my god, there's loads. But these popular bird mascot stickers seem to pop up everywhere. Nobody knows who the legendary artist is behind these quirky birds. But they quickly became popular for their surreal yet oddly cute designs. You'd be in the right place at the right time in Honjo and you might be able... Pardon me. And you might just be able to find all 20 of them scattered around. Legend has it, collecting them all will bring good luck. Approach the net. A bottom shelf surrounded by darkness. Jackpot. Look up at the first house, late at night on the way home, among the morning green. You won the lottery in the bright garden. Detectives and private eyes. Okay. Wait, what's popped up here? Ah, the mockingbirds. Okay. Alright, cool. I did not think that was going to be something important. A television! A colour television. Father bought one as soon as it hit the market. He likes to have the latest gadgets. Unlike the latest models, there is no remote control. We've had it for a long time. Back when it was new, we all gathered around it and marvelled at it as a family. But with Father and my husband being away so often, it quickly fell into disuse. About the investigation. That's what you hired me for, ma'am. To look into your son's kidnapping last year. uncover the truth behind the abduction and murder of Shuichi Shigima. Oh yes, I remember. I never did find the one who did it. That's what I'm here. That's what I'm here about today. In fact, kind of you to let me drop by so late, by the way. I've been turning over every last stone, and I've come up with a grand total of 0 clues. Oh, 1 lead, so you said. As far as the police are concerned, it's a cold case, but I've managed to make some headway. I remember you were just about to tell me. Oh. A kidnapping and murder case that took place in Honjo, Sumida around 1 year ago. Haru Shigima's son, Shuichi, aged 11, was kidnapped on his way home from school with a ransom being demanded that same evening. Initially, the kidnapping was thought of as a simple extortion scheme, but when it came to light that the Shigima family was closely tied to the police, and Shuichi was in fact the grandson of a senior official, it was quickly assumed that the perpetrator was acting upon a grudge against the police force. The kidnapping was treated as a direct attack against the good name of the police, and a large-scale investigation was launched that used the best equipment available to trace phone calls. This made it all the more embarrassing when they were unable to catch the culprit. Losing the public confidence, the culprit grew cocky, relentlessly mocking the police force. After 3 days of failure after failure, Haru reached a breaking point. Spurred by concern for her son, she resolved to hand over the ransom money as fast as possible, but her husband and father, who held the prestige of the police in high regard, refused, saying that they would not let the criminal win by giving in to their demands. The increasingly frantic detective assigned to the case lost his temper when the criminal called to give an ultimatum, causing the culprit to never make contact again. Another week passed and Shuichi's body was found floating in the Sumida River. Shuichi's death could be largely ascribed to the police's incompetence, but this was ultimately covered up with stringent media embargoes. The investigation was never closed, but the case has long gone cold. Persons of interest. Shuichi Shigima. The only son of Haru Shigima, he was kidnapped and murdered 1 year ago. His body was discovered floating in the Sumida River. Shuichi was a conscientious, brave young boy who was determined to protect his mother, Haru, amid his father's frequent absences. He dreamed of becoming a police officer and displayed diligence and an impressive sense of responsibility from a young age, likely due to being raised in an extremely strict environment. Born in the early 70s, he spent his days immersed in various activities and studies, including playing piano, learning the abacus, taking English lessons, and training in kendo. Shuichi's tendency to put other people's needs over his own meant he died without ever telling his classmates how much he longed for them all to go out on a hunt for mockingbird stickers. Aww. Wait, he was born in the 70s? Which means this puts this in, like, the mid-80s. Okay. So, if I think. My heart's still racing. This isn't my chance at long last. You know, we still need to figure out exactly what you want me to do. Tell you what, why don't I tell you what I found and then we can make a decision. Alright. Kidnapping. I suppose there's not much point going over the kidnapping itself. No, I'm very familiar. Then I'll leave that for the files to cover and just confirm a few things about the case. The police trace the culprit's calls back to, let's see here, Northern Oyoko River here in Sumida City. That's quite a wide area. That's right. In the end, they never managed to nail down exactly where the calls were coming from, but it was almost certainly the same location that Shuichi was being held captive, since Shuichi's voice could be heard during the killer's calls. Northern Oyoko River is quite a distance from Shuichi's normal school commute, factoring in that he was seen at school but went missing before he arrived at his house. It's likely that he was abducted by car on his route home. Maybe, but exactly. Shuichi was a clever boy. He never would have gotten into a car with a stranger. That's right. I was very firm about that. I know he understood too. I even saw him warning the other children. It's possible that they forced him into the car. The only issue there is, there weren't any witnesses to the kidnapping. You can't bundle someone into a car with that many students around and not be noticed. But nobody came forward to say they saw anything suspicious. So did they target him at some other time or somewhere away from his usual route? Both of those seem a little far-fetched. Which raises the question, how did the kidnapper pull it off? The police never managed to find an answer. In the end, they decided that the kidnapper must have just gotten lucky. Well, why not turn the problem on its head? The Right Resurrection, huh? I read about that in an occult magazine the other day. Apparently some old book showed up recently with all the gory details, and they say that the right can be found somewhere in Honjo. I remember the first time you told me about that. It felt like Like my prayers had been heard. Like I had hope, real hope, for the first time. Ever since that awful day, I've wondered. What if I hadn't sent him to school? What if I'd just paid the ransom? Not a day goes by when I don't think that if I'd done something differently, Shuichi would still be alive. You can't blame yourself, ma'am. It was the culprit's fault, not yours. Though I know that won't help any. Grief is funny like that. I'm guessing that's why you're after the right. Guess I didn't need to ask, it's written all over your face. I can tell how much he meant to you. But, and this is a big but, if this right is the real deal, using it will mean killing someone and stealing their soul. Is that a problem? If it comes to that, I'm afraid I'll have to stop you. Oh, that's a shame. A shame, huh? That's all? I thought if I'm going to be competing with other curse bearers, then your detective skills might come in useful. You realise you're talking about ending someone's life, right? Don't you see an issue with that? I think any parent in my position would happily kill for a chance like this. And so is it? Dear oh dear, what have I gotten myself into? Kid never managed to convince Shuichi to get into the car, but how? The only thing that makes sense to me is if there was somebody that he would have a reason to trust. A teacher perhaps, or a relative, or somebody else that knew him. But all of the adults Shuichi knew had alibis. The police checked them all thoroughly. They did, huh? No one throws numbers at a problem like the cops. But what if it wasn't someone he knew, or rather... what if the culprit disguised himself as a police officer? That would explain why he didn't find them suspicious. The Shikima family has close ties with the police after all. He would have had a reason to trust them. You may be right, but surely they couldn't have. Well, there's a problem with the theory. You'd be surprised how much police officers stand out. That's sort of the point after all. They're meant to be a visible deterrent against crime. But here's another interesting little bit of trivia I happen to know. When you ask people to imagine someone suspicious, nobody pictures women or children. Even kids who've been warned about stranger danger often subconsciously expect that danger to look like an adult man. Besides, Shuichi was the sort of boy who wanted to be a police officer when he grew up. He must have had a very strong sense of right and wrong. That's right. Wait, surely you can't mean... Now you're getting it. If, say, a young woman approached Shuichi asking for help, what would he have done? If someone like that said they were lost and asked him for directions, would he have gotten into a car? He might have. My husband always told him that a man had a duty to watch out for women and children. You could certainly argue that kind of attitude is outdated nowadays, but if Shuichi believed that, then we might have something here. And you think the culprit was a young woman. What if it was a man's voice on the phone? She might have been an accomplice, or maybe she didn't even realise she was being used. If anything, that would explain why she hasn't come forward. She herself might not realise she had anything to do with the case. So the question is, did anybody see Shuichi speaking with a young woman on the day of his disappearance? See what I said about people's biases, that goes for witnesses too. And I figured that maybe if I started asking new questions I might get some new answers. So I spent my day asking around Shuichi's school route, seeing if anyone had seen something. And one man thought he had. You mean he saw it happen? Well, I can't say that for sure yet. It turned out he wanted something from me, so he asked if we could talk in private. What did you hear? Several hours earlier. Alright, this should do. There's no one around, we can speak in confidence. Excuse me, what was your name again? Oh, what? Janucci. Got it, well Janucci, I'm all ears. Just so we're on the same page. You're a private detective investigating Shuichi Shigima's kidnapping, do I have that right? Of course. What else do I look like? How should I know what a private detective looks like? Ah, forget it. Look, I'll tell you straight. My life is in danger. I need your help. You'll excuse me if that caught me a little off guard. Let me ask you straight. Who is trying to kill you? A student called Michio Shiraiji. Interesting. A schoolgirl, eh? Sounds like you've been naughty. It's nothing like that. That girl, she's a murderer. I'm the only one who knows, but I saw what she did. Michio Shiraiji. I saw her kidnap Shuichi Shigima. Come again? I saw her talk to him on the street and led him away. I'll lead him away. I didn't think much of it at the time, but then he went missing. She murdered him, I'm sure of it, or at least she's got something to do with it. That's what you're here for, isn't it? Then you can't let her get to me. If that's true, you've been sitting on some valuable information. Why didn't you tell anybody? Well, you see, if you can't explain that, I don't have a reason to believe you. I couldn't. She told me she'd kill me if I spoke a word. You're telling me a schoolgirl had you scared for your life? So you've been sitting on this all this time? And you think she's coming for you now that you've spilled the beans? Yeah, that's it, exactly. I'm begging you, don't let her get me. Arrest her, I'm telling you, she's a demon. Well, you seem to believe what you're saying, but it doesn't add up. How could a schoolgirl have a fully grown man so terrified? You don't know what she can do. She'll curse me. Curse you? I'm sorry, but you're losing me here. It's true, her house, it's... forget it. Why do I even bother? You seem dubious enough to believe me, but I should have known you'd never understand. Enough, I'll find somebody else to help me. Hey. How weird. And that's about the long and short of it. I can hardly believe it. At the time I thought his mention of curses was just crazy talk, but I'm starting to see that there might have been more to it. And if we can just find that girl... Curse or no curse, if she was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping, then there's a good chance she knows something. On top of that, I did some digging on the man I spoke to. His full name's Kohei Janucci. He's a teacher at Kamagata High School here in Sumida. A teacher? Then this schoolgirl? Is one of his students. I think that's very likely. Oh. I see. At last we've got a lead. Hopefully it'll be the breakthrough we're looking for. Right, so that's the end of that. I didn't realise there was more to it. Right, the Rite of Resurrection. If it makes you uncomfortable, then you won't have to get any blood on your hands yourself. I don't need you to kill the other curse bearers. I only need you to find them. I won't be party to murder, ma'am. Not even for a client. I'll pay you. How much can I give you to change your mind? Sorry, ma'am, but not everyone has a price. I've got my policies and I stick to them. I see. I didn't realise you were so stubborn. Let me say, though, it's not like I don't get what you're going through. As long as you're not killing anyone with your own hands, maybe I can help you out. What do you have in mind? Well, how about stealing someone else's curse stone after they filled it with soul drugs? If that was all you were after, then I could lend you my services guilt-free. If the other curse bearers want to kill each other, that's their business. I'm not trying to be a hero here. I guess there's no guarantee a stolen curse stone will work, but we can worry about that later. Well, then I suppose we have a deal. Although, what if I stole a curse stone using my curse? Would you disapprove? That would void our contract, ma'am. Just warning you now. Aye. Right, so about the investigation. You know, we still need to figure out exactly what you want me to do. Oh. About my curse. Before we go any further, why don't you tell me about that curse of yours? The Haunting Clappers, was it? That's one of the 7 mysteries of Honjo, if I remember correctly. That's right. The original story did happen somewhere near here, I think. I'm sure I remember hearing that. In that case, my money would be on all the curse bearers being somewhere in Honjo. Our first move should be to narrow them down. Some of them are bound to try and come for you first. We'll need to be ready. The curses make their bearers more willing to kill, so an attack could come from anywhere. That sounds sensible. And if I remember correctly, your haunting clappers can set people on fire, but only if they have a naked flame or a lighter on their person. Is that right? That's right. In olden times, wooden clappers were used to warn people of fire. I'm guessing it punishes those who don't heed the warning. Seems like a good curse to have. It's simple and straightforward enough to use. Although it's hard to say how it stacks up without knowing what else is on the table. You really think it's that good? The target can't do much to throw it off. And it has a nice long activation window. It's big that it works on lighters too. Just slip one into your target's pocket. And say that condition were already fulfilled. Before they would even know you're there, they wouldn't even know what hit them. Maybe I won't have to actually use it. I could just tell them I could. I could just tell someone I could, and they'd have to do what I said. Threats could work, although without proof it'll come down to how convincing you can be. If only you could use the curse, then back out at the last second. At the last second? Interesting idea. I have a lighter right here. We could try it right now. That's an interesting proposition. But maybe not. I'm not quite crazy enough to make myself a guinea pig. Oh, I see. You're an odd one, ma'am, if you don't mind me saying, and I don't think it's just a curse. You flatterer. Yeah, so flattering. Oops. As for what we do next, first of all I think we should stay indoors. Try not to do anything spontaneous or outside of your normal routine. Right then, have you decided what you want me working on? Help me with the right, investigate the kidnapping. Kidnapping. No, help. Help with the right. Bringing my son back is more important. I want you to help me with the rite of resurrection. Roger that, the right it is. Odds are good that the other curse bearers are also working by night. Anyone they kill under the cover of darkness won't be discovered until sunrise. I bet they'll be trying to do as much as I can before morning comes. So it's settled then. I'll look into the other curse bearers by night. And once the city wakes up and I can start asking questions, I'll investigate the kidnapping as well. I'll even try and find Miss Shiraichi as part of the bargain. Thank you, that's more than enough. Now then. I should get to work. There's only so much time before sunrise. I'll call you if I find out anything new. You stay here and keep a lookout. Alright. There's no telling what kinds of curses you might find out on the streets tonight. Don't go outside if you can help it, and try to be ready for anything. I will. Well, if that's all, I should be going. Ah, there we go. Heyo! A nice thought. Despite having obtained the curse of the haunting clappers, Haru Shigima is determined to use the rite of resurrection by stealing the remaining curse stones. She instructs her private investigator Richter to find the other curse bearers. 1 AM. I thought you said don't go outside, so we're just instantly disregarding that. Shikima Mansion, reception room. It's been almost an hour since Richter left. He promised he'd call me if anything happened. But he hasn't. So all I can do is wait, and wait, and think, and wait, and think, and wait. Ooh. What's this? A newspaper. Must have fallen off the chair. Read it. It's a newspaper. I only leave them in here for the guests. I hardly ever read them myself. I don't think I've taken the time to go over one in years, in fact. Well, it's not like I have anything better to do. Look at the Society's article. It looks like the city's biggest problem right now is pollution. I remember how the air and water used to be even more polluted. The river was covered in scum from all the sewage and industrial waste, and it stank so badly it'd make my eyes water. Eventually people started getting sick, and it couldn't be ignored anymore. Fortunately, it's gotten better since then. Although the air around the industrial district is still filthy with gas and smog. I can look at all of them. Nice. If there's one thing Honjo never wants for, it's horrific crimes. They found a police officer dead in a local park just the other day. A lot of my family are in the police. I hope it wasn't anybody I knew. I don't read the news anymore. Not since last year. It brings back bad memories. Of course. Suicide at local high school. I remember that. A high school girl jumped off a roof about a week ago. She was bullied, I think, or maybe it was something about exam pressure. What? What? No, this can't be right. Oh god, it's gonna be the girl that, kidnapped Shuichi, innit? Her name. Yep. Michio Shiraishi, from Kamagata High School. It can't be. Well, shoot. Oh, the music. Look at the economy articles. All sorts of articles about the current state of the economy. Now that the post-war boom has passed its peak, we're moving into the era of large corporations. It's about 220 to 230 yen to the dollar. Manufacturing is on the rise and exports are healthy. The dollar's down from its height and people are saying it could fall further. There's no denying how much the standard of living has improved in the past few years. It's common to own a car and television now, and supermarkets are better stocked than ever. Although with everyone flocking to the city, land prices are skyrocketing. Nowadays most people can only dream of home ownership. The city centre is going to be nothing but apartments before long. Not exactly a businesswoman, so this all feels like another world to me. Now that everyone has more spending money to go around, people are coming up with all kinds of new diversions. It seems like only yesterday that people were flocking to the arcades to shoot aliens. But now we have those enormous theme parks and gaming machines that plug straight into your televisions. Everyone's talking about superhero series, foreign films and movies based on the latest bestseller. Back in my day, fusion rock and folk music was all the rage. But now it's all about city pop and idols. I find it hard to care about that sort of thing anymore. Culture! I hear the new big thing is some mascot line of delinquent birds. Mockingbirds, I think it's called. Is that what Richter was talking about? Chimps seem to have gotten... trains seem to have such short shelf lives now, with how quickly the times are changing. I think I'm just too old to keep up anymore. These young people who are leading the way, with their modern worldviews, my generation will only fall further behind. Everyone attends high school now, even girls. Universal education policy, they call it. The country's gotten rich enough that every child can go to school. Education is the backbone of modern society. If you want to work for a good company, you have to get into a good university. With more people in the running than ever, the competition to get into those universities has gotten fierce, though. The new generation is rebelling. Schoolyard violence and delinquency are on the rise. But my boy was too sensible to get mixed up in any of that. I don't want to read anymore, and only remind me of him. I don't really watch much television. It feels as if all the information in the world gets passed through that little black box. My father stopped them from reporting on the kidnapping back when it happened. I was glad about that, less fuss. I don't want to do that. Not that I ever learned how to make it. Now the comedy boom is over, all the comedians are flocking to other genres. The occult seems really popular at the moment. Look at all these paranormal specials. There we go. The phone! I'm waiting for Richter to contact me, but he hasn't. I made sure the receiver is on the hook. It'll ring as soon as he calls. Hey! That must be him. Answer. Hello, Shigema residence. Did he find one? Aha, I guess so. Komagata Bridge. There he is. Richter called me out to meet him, and here we are. Oh, and we came here, to Komagata Bridge. Richter, there's something I need to tell you. Funny, I was just thinking the same thing. Okay. The Sumida River. The water is filthy and horrid, but at night, when it's still, it looks almost peaceful. Can I ask you something, ma'am? Is the Sumida River what you Honjo folk picture when you think of home? Couldn't say. All I can tell you is that I can hardly stand the sight of it. Right, should have guessed. This is where they found him, after he went missing. All alone, floating in that horrible water. All I can think is how scared he must have been, how cold he must have been. What did he ever do to deserve something so awful? I've come here every day since then. And I prayed to the river to give him back. To give back my son. Day after day after day. You know, in olden times, people believe rivers marked where our worlds met the next. So the act of crossing flowing water had a huge amount of spiritual significance. Back when Edo was founded, the people of Chuo saw the Sumida River the same way. They associated the far side of the river with the afterlife. The same place would later become Honjo. All their fears and revulsion accumulated there and took root. But then the Ryogoku Bridge sprang up after the Great Fire of Maireki, and just like that, Honjo was part of the city too. And as it turned from farmland into a town, the people surrounded it, and man-made rivers and crisscrossed it with canals and waterways. Weren't those to prevent flooding? That's what I was told. They were, but that's not all they were for. Their other purpose was to contain all the corruption that had built up on the far shore, and stop it leaking through to our side of the Great Divide. Officially, they were a physical barrier, but unofficially they were a spiritual one too. So if I have this right, are you saying that Honjo is a place where the real world meets the afterlife? Exactly. That's why the rite of resurrection is here, rather than anywhere else, I'm sure of it. And it's probably why the 7 mysteries and their curses have survived to the modern day. And I guess that would make this spot we're standing now right over the water, the border between life and death. If there ever was a place where bringing back the dead might be possible, I reckon it's here. It's funny that you mentioned praying to the river. That might have done more than you think. Is that supposed to make me feel better? Just thinking out loud, ma'am. Well, it's a nice thought. The Sumida River. A Class A river that is part of the Arakawa River system, which runs through much of eastern Tokyo and empties into Tokyo Bay. During the Edo period, Sumida's riverbanks played a key role in the transportation of lumber used for construction. In addition to its logistical importance, it was also a place for the common folk to gather and enjoy activities such as seasonal flower viewing or river bathing. And there exist many woodblock prints depicting such activities. The area became plagued with sewage issues when the surrounding environs were industrialized in the post-war period, but the situation has improved since. Many unique bridges span the Sumida River, including the Ryogoku and Azumabashi bridges, which attract a large number of visitors as sightseeing spots. Massive fireworks displays in the summer are also sure to draw a crowd. The river has served as a cornerstone for both the city and its people, having both aided in its development and serving as an aspiring backdrop for countless works of art and literature. Phew! Alright. Cool. We're on the Komagata Bridge, over the Sumida River. There's a highway on one side and a freeway on the other, but they're both deserted at this late at night. Komagata Bridge. One of the bridges spanning the Sumida River, completed in 1927 as part of the reconstruction effort following the Great Kanto earthquake. It is notable both for its distinctive blue arches and the cutting edge, at the time, techniques used in its construction. There are many bridges stretching across the Sumida River, each boasting a unique structural form and design. I can look at the Sumida River again. Oh, that's right. There's one more memory I have of this river. You mind if I tell you? Go ahead. It must have been about 20 years now, when I was still a schoolgirl. Back then, the Sumida River was much filthier than it is now. It was full of garbage and industrial discharge. It was scummy and slimy, and it stank. You could look out over the water and see dead cats and dogs and pigeons just floating. And one day, among all the filth and garbage, there was a piece of my missing classmate's hand. What? It was almost a miracle when you stop to think about it. What were the chances that someone would find a part of her that was still recognizable? And that although everything but the palm had rotted away in the water, the part that was left would have an identifiable scar. And that they could tell it had been a murder from the blade marks on the bone. Wait, are you talking about the Nejima murders? So you have heard of it? I'm impressed. I assume you were but an elementary schooler at the time. Wasn't really aware of it then, I'd only heard about it after the fact. I had no idea the victim was a classmate of yours. The Nejima murders, a notorious case from over 2 decades ago involving the murder of a female high school student. It first came to the attention of the authorities when part of a human left hand was discovered floating in the Sumida River. Testing revealed it to belong to a missing female high school student. As it appeared to have been severed deliberately, the police launched a murder investigation. A large-scale search of the river was organised, but the highly polluted state of the water made this impossible. The visibility was poor, the stench was intense, and the divers quickly fell ill. They succeeded in recovering only the victim's head and what appeared to be a part of her leg before the search was called off. By the time of the incident, the Sumida River was as polluted as it had ever been. Neither fish nor shellfish could survive in it, eventually causing the annual fireworks festival to be called off indefinitely. Over the course of the search, the police discovered a number of unidentifiable human bones. This caused a stir among the public, as several other young women had gone missing in recent years in the Tokyo area, and it was feared that they have fallen victim to the same fate. Forensic technologies at the time, however, were not advanced enough to determine the identities of the deceased, and so the police were unable to open any inquiries. Due to the overwhelming lack of circumstantial evidence, the investigation ground to a halt until a hitherto unrelated individual came to its attention. During a questioning about a separate incident, Fumichika Nejima, a 36-year-old shop owner with no relation to the victim, divulged details about her that had never been released to the general public. An investigation into his background was conducted, leading to his arrest. Nejima testified that he had snatched his victim from the street and confined her in the underground storeroom of his shop, which also served as his living quarters. He chose her for no special reason, but simply decided she was an opportune target on seeing her walking alone at night. After keeping her locked up for several days, he restrained her, sewed her mouth shut, severed her fingers and toes with a box cutter while she was still conscious. As she screamed silently behind her sealed lips, he proceeded to her wrists, her ankles, her elbows, her knees, working his way inwards slowly and methodically. His victim constantly wavered in and out of consciousness. Her ordeal continued until she died of blood loss. Nejima dismembered the rest of her body and disposed of it behind his home in the Sumida River before cleaning his storeroom and returning to his everyday routine as if nothing had happened. The brutality of his actions shocked the nation when they were eventually reported. Once apprehended, Nejima readily divulged the details of the murder, but was less willing to explain his motive. When asked, he would only break down in tears, saying, "I don't know what came over me, I know it was wrong." In the end, the police could extract nothing more from him than expressions of remorse. Although the efficiency of his methods strongly suggests that he had committed several similar crimes in the past, no corroborating evidence ever came to light. Nejima was sentenced to life in prison. At his first hearing, the sentence was imposed with no appeal from the defendant. Jesus. Bit messed up. Oh god. The man who made headlines over 2 decades ago as the perpetrator of the brutal killings known as the Nejima murders. To be honest, it was all a bit of a blur. A wave of chaos just parting around me. Something like that. They said the rest of her body must have sunk to the bottom of the river. They combed the riverbed, but they only ever found pieces. Everything else must have rotted and flowed out to sea. Afterwards I heard all of the divers who had been looking for her fell ill. Sorry for everyone involved, huh? It's funny. Everyone figures the river's filthy already, so one more piece of garbage won't hurt. But every little bit makes it worse. It's a vicious cycle. And I wouldn't want to go rooting around down there myself. That's right, which is why the riverbed is the last place anybody would go looking. Or so was the killer's thinking, I suppose. The times were changing quickly back then. Things were confusing, everyone seemed to be in a hurry. Young people were moving to Tokyo in droves. Some even ran away from home to make it in the big city. And they made easy targets for bad people. A lot of them ended up disappearing without a trace. You see, back then, if you chopped a body up into tiny pieces and threw it in the river, it'd rot, quickly and discreetly, and sink to the bottom, never to be seen again. Are you saying what I think you're saying? They arrested him shortly after. Fumichika Nejima, the man who killed my classmate and cut her into pieces. He was so methodical about it, it couldn't have been his first crime. People began to wonder how many other girls he'd murdered the same way. The police never found any evidence of other murders in the end, but the river knows the truth. How many corpses has it swallowed over the years, I wonder? That same thought spread through everyone's mind, and they started to avoid this area. So really, this river has been rank with corruption for decades now. Or at least that's how it seems to me. Well, was that interesting? Well, I can see why you don't have any good memories of this river. With all that darkness lurking beneath the surface, there's no reason that you would. Still, if I may, ma'am, I'm surprised you know so much about the Nejima murders. How could I not? After all, I was the one who found the hand. Oh, the police actually wrote me a thank you letter. They said it was only thanks to me that they managed to bring Nejima to justice. That was the only time my father ever said he was proud of me. Huh, I guess it wasn't just... It just wasn't the killer's day. Sometimes I wonder if he resents me for it. Who cares? The Sumida River. Nothing but awful memories of it. There we go. He's gazing down at the water. You go first. I'll go first. You go first. Please, go ahead. Alright then. I've been poking around places connected to the 7 mysteries looking for curse bearers, and I think I found a few candidates. Ah! First, a tall man I ran into in Kinshibari Park. I asked him for directions, trying to probe him a little, but he turned the questions right back around on me. And he was out of there the second he figured I wasn't what he was looking for. I got the sense curses were nothing new to him. I'm about 40% sure he's a curse bearer. Oh, I don't know who that is. Then there's this middle-aged guy I saw on South Warigesui Street. There's no question about this one, he had one of the curse stones in his hand. He had a nervous air about him too. It was clear he was up to some shady business. He might be the one that has the darkness. Gathering soul drugs, I bet. He'd make a good target. Next up is a pair. A young man and woman I saw on Ryogoku Bridge. This time, the man came up to me and asked me flat out if I was a curse bearer. I told him I didn't know what he was talking about, and he backpedaled and left. Looks like they look around there often. Looking for kindred spirits would be my guess. Though it didn't seem like they were quite working as a pair. Gathering soul drugs in a group might be a decent idea if you can make it work. But with things being how they are, it's gotta be hard to find folks one can trust. They've got brass though. I don't know what their deal is, but I'd like to find out. Last is 2 detectives I've seen sniffing around. The police are involved? Not necessarily. A body turned up in a local park a few days ago, so they might just be looking into that. Still, the park's got ties. Oh yeah, it won't be, No, it still could be. Shogo. The body they found, I'm wondering if it is Shogo, because he would have died at 6 AM. Oh no, he would have died around the same time that, Yoko did. Still, the park's got ties to one of the 7 mysteries. Might be it was a curse that did the guy in. And if they're sending in detectives from the head office, then something's got to be up. How do you know where they're from? Let's just say that when you're in the business, or in this business, there are some faces you get to know. Anyway, that's everyone who's caught my eye. You found all of them in so little time? I really did hire the best. It's all in the name, ma'am. Richter Kai, P.I. No wait, make that Richter Kai Investigator Extraordinaire. My, an Investigator Extraordinaire? Is that why you can dress like that without drawing attention to yourself? You bet, an Investigator Extraordinaire can blend in like a chameleon in any outfit. All that aside, the middle-aged man and the young couple sound the most promising, am I right? Whichever we pick, it's still too early to make a move. It seems like the curse bearers are less involved with each other than we thought. Plus, there's still others we don't know about. I say we hang fire and see how things play out. Once more bodies start showing up, that'll get the pot nice and hot. And once it's boiling, our chance will come. Oh, it's my turn. My turn now. There's something I need to tell you. What's up? Well, that girl, Michio Shiraishi. The one who was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping. That's her. Well, she's dead. She's what? The student who committed suicide last week. That was her. I heard something like that had happened. Never got the name though. Talk about bad luck. We finally get a lead only to find out it turned into a literal dead end. Unless her death was the whole reason Janucci was so shaken up. He said he was going to curse him. He said she was going to curse him. Was he talking about her taking revenge from beyond the grave? Seems like we're back where we started. Not necessarily. That teacher knows something, I'm sure of it. At the very least, I'd put money on him having something to do with Miss Shiraishi's death. That's why he's so scared of being cursed by her. I see. And also, something tells me he knows more about your son's kidnapping. In any case, I think I've got a good idea of what he's hiding. Call it a hunch. A hunch? Well, more of a theory. Care to take a guess? I can guess. Maybe. I can't say for certain, but... Mr. Janucci silenced her with murder, a curse, no, blackmail? He was a teacher. What if Mr. Janucci silenced Michio Shiraishi with blackmail? What do you think? Exactly my thinking. Janucci knew about Miss Shiraishi's connection to the kidnapping, and he used that to blackmail her into doing his bidding. He made her feel so trapped she took her own life to escape. That's my read on it. How despicable. Well, it's just a theory. Right now, I think we need to have another chat with Mr. Janucci. Something wrong? Not really, it just struck me it's been 20 years since the Nejima murders. Oh, it has. Not to speak or anything, but I thought you might be interested in knowing. Life in prison doesn't always mean life. There's a precedent for first-time offenders being allowed out on parole after 20 years. Oh. Only if they're found to show remorse and desire to reform themselves, of course. That's right, I'm impressed you know so much. Still, it's hard for someone with a criminal record to reintegrate into society. I heard they've been trying to fix that recently, matching inmates with jobs and accommodation. Oh, really? They keep an eye on them, of course, and make them report in for regular checkups. but to avoid discrimination, they keep the inmates' records a secret from everyone but their employers. They even give particularly notorious criminals new identities so they won't be recognised in the workplace. My, where you put it. So you're saying Fumichika Nejima could be out on parole right now? Back in society under a new name with nobody any the wiser? It's possible. As it happens, a little birdie told me about a big name making parole a few months back. I don't know if it was Nejima, but our discussion just now did bring it to mind. I see. How unsettling. Now that you mention it, I just remembered something too. What was it? I was passing Komagata High School a little while ago when I saw someone. A janitor, I think. And I could have sworn he reminded me of Fumichika Nejima. Oh? Oh, that's the middle-aged man. He looked a little different after 20 years. Much thinner than I remembered too. I told myself I was just seeing things. But perhaps it was him after all. So, what next? The big question now is what the rest of the curse bearers are up to. Luckily, the Sumida River is a good distance from any of the 7 mysteries. It's unlikely that other curse bearers will come all the way here. I can finally have a moment to think. You see? Alright. I can suspend. No! Do I have to? You cannot currently progress any further. Once your situation has changed, select resume to try again. Pressing suspend will return you to the story chart. Oh. So if I did that, resume, start from the conversation on the bridge. I get the feeling I'm still in the same spot. I probably have to progress further. Yep, okay. Let's go! I guess I'll do Tetsuo's. Anyako Sakazaki. Spirit Board. Alright, Tetsuo. Crime scene investigation. Alright, Tetsuo, Oh. I could actually end it here, actually. Yeah, I could start the investigation, but now I'm thinking I may actually, Is there only 4 protagonists? I do wonder. Because it's been 3 hours, and my voice is a bit ragged. It's only downside with games with a lot of dialogue. It's hard to do. So yeah. I'm really liking this, though. This game's really good. I'll do an actual save, too. Very nice. Well, yeah, that's going to be the end of the session. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. And until next time, take care. And for those who stopped by the stream, thanks for stopping by. It's much appreciated. Have a good day, and I'll see you next stream.